All right, everybody. New background, new thing that we're doing tonight. An hour early for the Lights Out Sports Podcast. Myself, Mike Valentine. There, I know it is blowing your mind, Cheese. There is my mind blown buddy Cheese over there, and we tonight are doing the Lights Out Sports Podcast from the World Baseball. Not from, but we're in our living rooms, but we're going to watch it live on TV, and then we're going to give it to all of you just in case some of you can't get to it. I know there's a ton of people out there that have to work and have to do other things. So we are going to help you guys out. And not only are we going to do the World Baseball Classic live right here, but we're also going to talk about all kinds of other sports stuff, especially the National Football League. We'll get into so much stuff here as it all unfolds. It hasn't quite started yet. So, Cheese.
Hmm.
I know that the World Baseball Classic and you don't exactly get along here, but
we're not besties.
no, you're not besties. There we go. The Red Hot Reds podcast is checking in. One of our great friends, Roger, there with us, and Ricky as well. They do the Red Hot Reds podcast. It is available for you on our YouTube channel. Go over to All Gloves Off Sports Media on YouTube, and you'll see it right there. Oh, look at this. Mr. First Downs checking in too. He was our guest last Tuesday. If you haven't got a chance to see that show, you can certainly look at it in the archives over on our YouTube as well. He was a great guest. And then I got to put this part up here because, as these two guys were talking during the broadcast last week, I told them like 2 or 3 times they probably need to get a room.
Go Vols. Go Vols.
Go Vols, he says. And Mr. First Down here says Cheese is my guy. Well, you can't have him, buddy. He's mine. We're gonna fight over him right now.
Okay.
We don't want to start there. I don't want to start a big argument over that. Not yet, anyway. All right, Cheese. So we're gonna get into this World Baseball Classic here. Let's look at the Venezuela lineup first. I want to look at their managers and coaches because I believe that a lot of people who are familiar with baseball will see some of these names and they'll be familiar with them as well. So their manager is Omar Lopez. You've got Robinson Chirinos as their bench coach. You have 2 hitting coaches, Carlos Mendez and another guy you might recognize. His name is Miguel Cabrera. I'm sure you'll see him at least a few times on the broadcast. You have 2 pitching coaches as well for this Venezuelan national team, Jorge Cordova and another guy you might recognize, Johan Santana.
What a changeup.
Right? One of the best changeups right up there with Trevor Hoffman, one of the best changeups in the game. So let's look at their bullpen catcher, Javier Bracamonte.
Javier Bardon, the actor.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Juan Graterol is their bullpen catcher. You should recognize that name. Those people who are really into baseball should know who that is. They have their batting practice pitcher. Yes, they have a batting practice pitcher, Nestor Corrado. That's how we're going to say it. I'm not sure if that's 100% right. And then their assistant manager is Victor Martinez. You should recognize that name if you call yourself a baseball fan. First and third base, Diamondback, Gerardo Parra, and third base, I put him mostly with the Texas Rangers, Riglis Odor. So that's their managers and coaches. What do you think about that as far as the selection of all those people? Cheese, how many of those people do you recognize, or most of them?
Yeah, a lot of them. Victor Martinez was one of my first baseball cards, so I always liked him because he was just one of my first baseball cards. And wait, I'm thinking of Sandy Alomar. Never mind. I don't know why. Victor Martinez, I just totally mixed him up with Sandy Alomar. I don't know why. Okay. So, yeah, I recognize a lot of them, but here's what's interesting about that. They are all from Venezuela. So there you go, on the Venezuelan team.
Really? They're all from Venezuela?
Yeah.
Son of a gun. I would have never guessed that.
And the reason I bring it up is because the Italian team, I'm looking at the lineup, and I'm like, he's from New Jersey. He's from Ohio. He's from Florida. Like, yeah. I remember when Anthony Rizzo played for Team Italy years ago, and they said, well, his grandfather was from Sicily. Okay, I get that. But all these people, because they have Italian heritage, even if it's like way down the line can just play for Team Italy. I think that's a little ridiculous because Team Italy almost made the finals with a bunch of Americans. I just think it's absolutely insane. Maybe if your parent was born there in Sicily or Italy, that's fine. But even a grandparent, I think it's insane. I think it's got to be 50% at least.
Well, we're already starting off grumpy. Now, you did a video earlier today where you were so happy. This Broncos and Dolphins trade we'll get to here in a little bit. You were very happy about that trade. And here we go. We got you grumpy already, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, it's the World Baseball Classic. And, I get grumpy about stuff. Obviously, some people love it. They think it's like the Olympics for baseball. I do not agree at all. I don't like that it's in spring training, too. I absolutely hate the timing. It's fine for like Japan and maybe Korea. It's the middle of their season, but spring training's when a lot of injuries happen. You've had all this time off. You need to be in with your team and do your normal routine, setting up for the season. And they're not doing the normal routine, especially pitchers. And the fact that Japan actually is trying to steal with Seiya Suzuki, who's so slow, is absolutely ridiculous. And then he hurt his knee. And you should have heard the expletives when I saw the clip on X because I wasn't watching. You should have seen it. So
I'm sure.
To Nolan McLean, this should be Tarik Skubal. What do you think?
Yes, it should be. I mean, I've got some good stuff on Nolan McLean. We'll talk about him in just a moment. Let's finish the Valenzuela people here real fast, and then we'll jump into him. Okay. So the outfielders for them: Weiler Abreu, Ronald Acuna Jr., of course, from the Atlanta Braves, Abreu from the Red Sox, Jackson Chourio from the Milwaukee Brewers, and then Javier Sanoa. I don't know where he's from. The infielders: Luis Ariz, I'm sure you recognize that name, Wilson Contreras, Miguel Garcia of the Kansas City Royals, Andres Jimenez, Cleveland Guardians, Eugenio Suarez is also on their infield, Cincinnati Reds, Gleyber Torres with the Detroit Tigers, and Ezequiel Tovar. Yes, we really actually have
a really good Rockies. That's a really good lineup. Ronald Acuna Jr., of course, leads off, one of the best hitters in the game. That's my boy.
All right, first pitch is a single right up the middle by Ronald Acuna Jr.
And he gets a hit. That's my boy. This is weird. This is the only time I've ever not wanted him to succeed. That's never happened before.
Oh, come on. Now you've got to want him to succeed, right?
As long as they lose. But I mean, I don't want to get 4 hits and 2 home runs. I mean, I like Brave versus Met there. I mean, that's good. But this is like the one time I don't really, even though it's an exhibition, this means absolutely nothing. I still, prefer America wins. I'm American.
Well, yes, but I mean, I understand what you're talking about, but all spring training games are the same thing, right? They're just exhibition games when you really come down to it, right?
Yeah, exactly. So they should be playing spring training with their team where they can limit the innings and work out the kinks and maybe work on a new hitting stance, maybe work on a couple new pitches and stuff. No, this you can't do that here at WBC. You can just hurt your knee trying to steal with a guy who's probably got 2 or 3 stolen bases last year.
Miguel Garcia's hit into.
Great job by Bregman there. Turn that quickly.
Turning that.
There's nothing more. There's nothing more devastating for like the first inning when you get the leadoff man on and then immediately into double play. It just kills the entire inning.
And if you watch that close enough on the replay, Bregman almost lost that ball with the transfer.
Whew.
Well, it was really close. He did get him at first base, though. So now we've gone from one guy on and no outs to nobody on and 2 outs.
3 pitches, 2 outs. McLean, I believe, struggled last time out. It's just such a shame that Tarik Skubal. I get it though. No, I totally understand. I'm not blaming him, but it's just a shame. If he wasn't a free agent, he'd be pitching this game. Nothing against McLean. That'll end the inning.
Yep.
But Tarik Skubal,
99-mile-per-hour fastball up in the zone, out to the center fielder, who we'll talk about later, Byron Buxton, and why PCA is not playing.
PCA's been carrying him basically.
He's been really good in this series.
He's been really that one game against Italy. It's like they were done, and then he just brought them back. They almost came back and won. He was just hitting homers like crazy.
All right, let's go back to Venezuela here. So they've got 2 catchers on the roster, probably 2 of the best tandem catchers besides maybe the United States in William Contreras and Salvador Perez. Of course, we have the big dumpster or dumper. Which one is it? He's not a dumpster, right? He's a dumper.
I think dumper.
Yeah.
I would think that. Yes.
Yes. So we got again, Venezuela has William Contreras, Salvador Perez. And then let's go over their pitching staff real quick, and then we'll move to the United States. Jose Alvarez, Lindor Avila, Eduardo Bizardo, that's a gentleman from Seattle. Jose Buto, Emmanuel De Jose.
Just give your best shot. Just
yeah, I'm trying here. You got Jonathan Diaz. Whoo! You got Carlos Guzman. Yay! You got Andres Machado, Anthony Molina, Montero, Plasencia, of course, Eduardo Rodriguez, who we'll talk about here in just a second, who was making the start for them. You've got Antonio Senzatella, Christian Suarez, Ranger Suarez, Ricardo Sanchez, and probably a guy who is going to make a difference in this game before it's all said and done. I'll call it right now, Angel Zerpa. I like him a lot. All right, so that's the Venezuelan lineup. I thought we'd start there because I didn't figure most of us would be as familiar with the Venezuelan lineup. We'll see if we can get the lineup for the Americans in before we come back from a break here. So let's start with their coaches and managers. Mark DeRosa is the manager. Michael Young is the bench coach. Freddie Gonzalez is the assistant coach. Brian McCann, ex-catcher, is the another assistant coach for them. You'll probably know the hitting coach, Sean Casey. Matt Holliday as well as their second hitting coach. Their pitching coach is probably another pretty familiar name. Andy Pettit is their pitching coach. George Lombard is their first base coach. Third base is Dino Abel.
Just got under a little bit. It looked so good off the bat from Bobby Witt Jr. Bobby Witt Jr. is just, he's so good. He is. If what Ohtani or Aaron Judge didn't exist, he'd be like the guy, the face of baseball. But because Judge and Ohtani exist, he is not talked about enough.
Mm-hmm.
But Gold Glover, one of the best hitters in baseball, he's insane, and he just missed that.
Man, that was terrible. David Ross is their bullpen coach. That rounds out the coaches. The DH is Kyle Schwarber for this game. Here we go. Rodriguez with his second pitch.
Ooh, that was a good
swung on and missed by Bryce Harper.
Harper only
the outfielders for Team USA, Roman Anthony, Brian Buxton, Pete Crow Armstrong, and Aaron Judge. Pretty good outfield there. As Evan is taken for a ball to Harper, 1 ball and 1 strike. The infielders, Alec Bregman, Ernie Clement, Paul Goldschmidt is there, Bryce Harper, Gunnar Henderson, Bryce Turang, and of course the aforementioned Bobby Witt Jr. Harper swings into the grass right behind shortstop, and Tovar makes the catch.
And of course, Bryce, since the game matters and it's important, it's a big deal for all these players. Of course, he's doing terrible because, that's who Bryce Harper is. If it's clutch and big postseason moment, he will obviously choke. He was hitting 167 before that. Certainly be out there.
You can you're saying he's not elite.
I'm just saying, like, if you want like a big game in the playoffs, the Nationals didn't even win the World Series till he left. That's what I'm saying. And he's hitting terribly. And why is he hitting second? The guy's struggling. Like Cal Raleigh, Cal Raleigh's struggling. They put Will
Smith. He's a big dumpster, so don't worry about it.
By the way, did Alex Bregman change his name to Alec? Because I think you said Alec. I didn't know if he changed it.
Maybe.
Okay. If he changed it, that's cool.
Okay. I was rushing through it. All right.
And Judge has been criticized too for not being very clutch in the big moments. He struck out against Italy in the 9th, but you could have tied it with a homer.
Right now, he's 2 ball, 1 strike. There's 2 outs and nobody on for the United States in the bottom of the first. Eduardo Rodriguez in his 8th pitch is swung on and fouled off. So 2 and 2.
Jammed him there. That was a really good pitch, but he spoiled it. Interesting. He just jammed him in with the fastball. If he'll go like breaking ball away here. Or is it too obvious he will, so he won't?
I'd say he'll come back inside and see what happens here.
He went breaking ball. He went cutter away. Yeah, what a pitch.
And he got him on the corner. Judge doesn't like the call, but it is a strike from everything that I can see there. And you got Suarez, Torres, and Tovar due up here next. Let's get this out of the way here. Let's look at the pitchers for the United States staff here. You got David Bendar, Matthew Boyd, Garrett Clevenger, Tim Hill, Jeff Hoffman. Clay Holmes is there. Griffin Jacks, one of the, I believe he's a really underrated reliever. Brad Keller, Nolan McLean, of course, who is starting for them today. Mason Miller, we'll probably talk about him before it's all said and done. He's got some crazy stats right now. Tyler Rogers, Paul Skeens, Gabe Spire, Will Vest, Logan Webb, who has done exceptionally well for them in this tournament, and Garrett Whitlock. All right, so we got all the rosters out of the way. We know pretty much who is starting. So we'll look at Rodriguez here. I didn't realize Rodriguez was 32 years old. So a little.
Oh, he's been around a while.
He has. He's been around a long time, longer than I thought. 10 years, actually. 6 with Boston, 2 with Detroit, and 2 with Arizona. So he has a total of 1,304 innings pitched. That's a lot, Chiefs. What do you think about Rodriguez starting this game? Do you think he has the advantage of the 2 starting pitchers because of his experience?
I do. Yeah, I mean, McLean actually has better stuff. No, McLean has insane stuff, but he's, like you said, he's a rookie. So he has the experience. He is not coming off the best year, though. Eduardo Rodriguez did not have a good year at all. But yeah, I mean, I think in a game like this, yeah, you got to think he's got the slight advantage. I do think USA has a little bit better lineup. They're both good. So, but yeah, this could go either way. But yeah, like
See
I
what
said,
our comments are here. Red Hot Reds podcast. Could this be the rare time? The winning manager could get fired after the tournament.
To answer,
that's a good question.
I seriously doubt in 3 years he'll be back, no matter what. He almost made the worst gaffe. If Mexico beats Italy by a certain score, then USA would have been eliminated because he thought they had already clinched and put in a bunch of backups. And if anyone did not know that, he almost absolutely blew it for United States.
So here we go. We're Suarez versus McLean here.
Just don't make a mistake. Just don't make a mistake, or it's going to go really
agree.
far.
I would pretty much walk Suarez every chance I get. Especially if you're only down by a run.
I wouldn't walk him, especially not leadoff. But just like I said, just don't make a mistake. He will hit it far.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
He is trying to pull a home run. That's what he's trying to do.
Absolutely. You can see it in his body language. You can see it in his swing. But, he's always trying to hit the ball over the fence.
Yep. Very new school player. Yep. Got him breaking ball away.
Got him. So let's talk about McLean for a minute. I do like what he said to Mark DeRosa. He told him, quote, "I'm built for this. I've been waiting my whole life for something like this." So I like the fact that he wants to do it. I like the fact that he wants the mound. It doesn't look like the moment's too big for him right at the moment as Gleyber Torres steps in.
Right, you saw that. You saw that slider. I mean, if he gets ahead in the count, you're in big trouble. You're right, a hitter with that slider. That really just the movement, just not just down, but like right to left. The movement was insane.
Dots the outside corner of that one. No balls and 2 strikes to Torres, a 5th hitter in the Venezuela lineup. So yeah, McLean, if you don't know, he pitches for the New York Mets.
The curveball. That's the curveball. That's not even the slider. That's the curveball. Look at the movement. Look at the drop.
Wow.
I wonder what they have spin rates and stuff now. I wonder what the drop on that was. Good Lord.
Watch this. I mean, we're watching it on a replay right here. Wow. That's a true 12-6 curveball, and that really went 12-6.
And if you swing, you're going to swing over top of it. So he just took it.
And
he just took it and hope it was low. Yeah.
You almost got to just take it and pray.
And he's got a really good cutter too. I was going to ask you about McLean. I'm glad you brought him. So
sure.
Pitchers typically do not win Rookie of the Year. I thought Spencer Strider should have won. Michael Harris won instead. I thought Cade Horton should have won last year. Drake Baldwin won instead. Or maybe it's just Braves hitters just always win. But
maybe that's it.
I feel like they give it to hitters just because they play every day. I think there's a little bias. It's not MVP. So,
First hit for Venezuela is Ezequiel Tovar, shortstop for the Colorado Rockies. He dumps one into a right field in front of the right fielder there, and he is on first with 2 outs.
So that was a little bit of a hanger there. He hung that slider. So what I'm thinking is that, okay, we'll talk about this next week. We're going to do our baseball preview show next week. Next Tuesday, we're going to do all predictions, baseball awards, postseason division winners. We're going to do all that next year. So if you are a baseball fan, make sure you subscribe to our YouTubes, X accounts. We will do that show a week from today. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm sure we'll pick different teams to win everything. But Rookie of the Year, Nolan McLean's probably one of the favorites. But like I said, there's so many good bats. This is could be one of the toughest Rookie of the Years ever in the National League.
Yeah.
But pitchers typically don't win it. But I'm wondering if he pitches amazing in this, people will think about this. It could help his Rookie of the Year status if he's anywhere close to one of the hitters like a Sal Stewart or JJ Weatherholt or Moises Ballesteros, someone like that. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it can do nothing but help him as long as he helps himself, right? It's one of those kind of deals. I certainly agree with you. I think that it could help him. He is, as
98,
as our red hot red buddy here is saying, he is dealing. That's absolutely correct. Let's talk about him a little bit more. So he's got a 6-pitch mix. If you guys didn't know this, a curveball, a sweeper, a 4-seam fastball, a sinker, a cutter, and a changeup.
And they're all average or above average. They're all good.
There's the 4-seamer up, and he pops out to Bobby Witt, and that is the end of the inning. Yeah, I mean, Cheese, let me ask you this. Would you rather have a guy that has average pitches, but he's got 6 of them, or do you want a guy that's got 3 really good pitches?
No, 3 really good, obviously. But
I agree.
If you have 5, well, you have at least 1 or 2 of them has to be elite. You can't just have all average across the board unless your control is like pinpoint. But no, 3 plus pitches. Some of the best pitchers in baseball, they just had 3+ pitches. So I'd rather have 3+.
I don't really think we have that anymore. Plus, I think the hitters are better now. I mean, if you only give me 2 or 3 pitches, especially 2, I mean, I'll give you the 3. But if you only give me kind of like a reliever that comes in, it's only a sinker slider guy. Well, then you just sit on one of them, and as soon as you see it, you hit it, and you just take everything else.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have 3+ pitches, that's what I want. I want it 3. It's great if you have 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever, but 3
absolutely
is what you want for a starter. And bullpen really just need a guy that has 2. Really, just because he's going to go probably 1 inning at a time. So a lot of really good bullpen pitchers. Well, some of them have 1 good pitch. Mariano Rivera just had a cutter. Just had 1 elite pitch, and it was so good. So, yeah, Ricky, it's DeRosa will never be a manager in baseball. And it's funny, the Cubs tried to bring him in when Joe Madden was the manager as like a bench coach, as like an assistant coach to, see if he would become like a future manager. And no, he just had he wanted to do TV at least at the time. But you're right. I don't think DeRosa. I think he wants to do TV anyway, and he's good on TV.
Mm-hmm. He really is. I love the breakdowns and stuff that he does. He does a great job of those. But I think he just sealed his fate as to never getting a job in baseball as a manager with what he's done with this World Baseball Classic roster. But I mean, what if they win? Then people are, Mark DeRosa was the winning manager and all that, right?
Yeah, Dave Roberts is the best manager in baseball history because he's won 3 World Series, right?
Right. Yeah, with a $400 million team.
Yeah, exactly.
Even I could win with that team.
Oh God, even Mike McCarthy has a Super Bowl. So I mean, Brian Snitker has a World Series. They didn't win it because of Brian Snitker. They won it because they played better than the other team.
All right, so the bottom of the second here, Kyle Schwarber, the number 4 batter, is leading off. He's hitting .364 for the World Baseball Classic here. Let's talk about Rodriguez a little bit. As you mentioned, he's coming off a so-so season, and by so-so, I literally mean so-so. 9 wins, 9 losses. His so-so. ERA was 5.02 last year in 29 games that he started. He only pitched 154 and a third inning in those 29 games as well. So yes, he has the experience, but I'm not. Well, it's we talked about this. McLean has the better stuff. Rodriguez just has the experience. How long do you think Rodriguez is going to go in this game? Here's the bottom of the second right now.
Maybe 4 innings, five max. Probably depends on the pitch count. He's kept it pretty low so far, but
So far, yep.
yeah, it just depends. Who knows? They could just start hitting them too, but I think 5 would probably be the max at this point. This is, like I said, why I don't like the WBC when it's played. Baseball just doesn't. They should have it like in June or maybe early July, but they're not going to stop the season for 2 weeks. They're not going to do that.
Nope.
But that's what you should do. Like I said, Japan's won 3 times, and that's one of the reasons why they're in the middle of their season. They can go deeper. They're more in rhythm. Their hitters, their pitchers can go deeper in the game. So
it's a second strikeout. Just blew that pitch by Kyle Schwarber. Speaking of strikeouts, Ford Rodriguez, that is one of the good numbers that he has. I mean, most of us are pretty good as Alec Bregman comes to the plate. Most of us are pretty happy if you get a 2-time rate, if you get twice the amount of walks as strikeouts. Rodriguez last year walked 60 and struck out 143, so more than 3 times.
Ooh, 60 walks though is not good. That's for 154 innings. That's pretty bad. That makes sense why his ERA was over 5.
Correct. There you go. And that's kind of what I was getting at too, right?
Way too many walks. Yeah. I did not know that he got that many walks. Wow.
Yeah, so there's a pitch on the outside. It makes the count 1-1. Rodriguez to the number 5 hitter, Alec. Or is it Alex?
Yeah. Alex. You keep saying Alec. But maybe he changed it just for you.
He probably did. I asked him to. I'm sure he pays a lot of attention to what I want to do.
Last 2 years for Arizona, 5.02 and 5.04. So he's consistent, right around 5 ERA. But the thing is, before that, he was, a number 2 or 3 starter. So, yeah, he's just hasn't been as effective. I remember when the Detroit signed him in free agency, the Cubs tried hard to get him, but Detroit just outbid him. But it ended up working out for the Cubs because he didn't live up to the contract.
All right. 2 outs now in the bottom of the second.
Only 18 pitches. If you can get a quick out here, he's in good shape.
Yeah, I would say if you can escape with 25 pitches in the first 2 innings, you should be all right.
Yeah, 12 and a half. That's typically, you want to get, if you're 13 or under per inning, you're in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
I think 15 is, yes, 15. If you do 15 pitches inning, you can go 6 innings, 90 pitches. So
it's a little bit different with the WBC because they're doing a pinch count on these guys.
Yeah. Well, Tarek Skubal, one of the reasons they, said, well, want to watch his innings, and then he goes 5 innings in a preseason game, a spring training game. I mean,
right?
Like, wait a second here.
I do like Salvador Perez's catching attire there. It is very looks like somebody just melted a bunch of Skittles all over his padding and stuff there.
Mike is wanting Skittles.
Yes.
Do you have a sweet tooth, Mike?
I do actually. But I have to be in the mood for stuff like that. Problem is, once I'm in the mood, I can't stop. So I'm that guy who I have to buy a small bag of potato chips because if you give me the bag, it's gonna be gone when I start it. Yeah. Okay. I'm that guy.
Okay.
Roman Anthony, 3-ball, 1 strike count. Hits the ball right back to Rodriguez.
Inning over.
Yes.
And that was pretty terrible. Roman Anthony, that was pretty terrible.
Yes, it was. So you got the bottom of the lineup and then the leadoff guy here when we come back. Sour Skittles or I like sour, Ricky. Thank you for asking. I do like the sour Skittles.
Never had them.
No?
I haven't had Skittles since I was probably 10 or 11 years old.
So what is your sweet tooth choice?
More meat or bread.
Okay.
I don't have a sweet tooth at all. I don't like dessert. I don't like chocolate. I don't eat any. The only sugar I get is from like fruit.
Okay.
I don't even drink juice. It's too sugary.
Wow.
Just don't have
Too
a sweet tooth.
sugary.
Yeah.
So what are you, a tea guy?
No. Tea?
Yes.
Not tea. I'm not a tea guy. I
So
drink
you don't
coffee.
do juice. You probably don't do soda because of the sugar content.
Oh no, God, soda. No, I haven't had soda in over a decade. I I drink water and coffee, and then sometimes some wine.
Okay. Well, let's go to your football for a second. We got a lot of stuff to get to. We're still going
Okay.
to try to do a lot of the things that we would do on our regular podcast that happens every week. So let's look at this, Cheese. The Dolphins traded Jalen Waddle to the Broncos for a first round pick, a third round pick, and a fourth round pick swap. So, in your estimation, who do you think got the better deal out of that? The Dolphins by getting those picks, or the Broncos by getting a number two wide receiver? You're going to say, right?
Yes. Love this for both teams. I did a video on this earlier today. If you go to
Yep.
@football with cheese, CHEEZ, make sure you go check it out. I do a full breakdown of this trade. And I just love this trade from both teams. Mike mentioned I wasn't grumpy. I was positive. I was
Yes.
positive because one, I was looking for a video to do today on my channel. I was trying to find something. And two, I rarely do you just love a trade for both teams. Miami, they're not going to win the next 2 years. The roster's bad. Get as many draft picks as you can. Rebuild. They need to do it, and they got a lot for Jalen Waddle, more than probably I expected. But at the same time, Broncos win now mode. They were 3 points away from the Super Bowl. And one of the big problems, besides their quarterback being hurt, was the wide receivers don't separate enough. And they needed another wide receiver. And he's their fastest receiver now, probably their best separator, and maybe their best yards after catch receiver, Jalen Waddle. So I love it. It's a perfect match for both teams. And some people are saying, okay, maybe Denver gave up a little more than they probably should have. Maybe. But the 30th pick in this draft is just not as good as most years' 30th pick. It's a weak first round. So I just absolutely love it for both teams.
I'm with you. I really like this trade. As you're saying, for both teams, it gives each team something that they need and something that they want. So when you're doing that, it doesn't happen very often, but when you get it done, that's what you should do. We'll go back to this trade in a second, but I tell you something I can't stand, and it's what's happening right now on Fox. I hate it when they go and they start interviewing the manager in the middle of an inning like this. So how do you feel about these interviews that they try to conduct and things like that during the broadcast, Cheese?
Absolutely hate it. It's this new thing. You think Bobby Cox would have ever done it? Absolutely not.
No.
Luke Piniella? No.
No.
No. It's this new thing, and I think the TV stations or the Fox and MLB Network put pressure on the managers. I think came from Manfred. We want the managers involved like during the game, and I'm sure it was pushback. But this is all about trying to, get as much access as possible. I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't like it.
They have to manage a game. They have a job.
Correct.
They have to watch every little thing. Great pitch. I believe that was a slider.
Well, I'm not sure if it was a great pitch or not, but okay. So he's taking advantage of a guy who's
aggressive. Look where it went.
Yeah.
Look where it started, where it ended up. This guy's got insane stuff. Nolan McLean. Anyone who doesn't know, he is a Met. He is one of the best prospects in baseball, and I don't think was he a first round pick? I'm looking right now. He was a third round pick.
Okay.
91st overall. What an absolute steal he was. Oklahoma State. And that's a big time program. So I don't know how he fell to the Orioles actually in the third round.
Yeah.
Okay. The Orioles didn't like his MRI and decided not to sign him, and the Mets drafted him a year later.
Ooh.
Wow. Orioles could have had him. Oh my God. They need pitching so bad.
There's a controversial call there to Ronald Acuna Jr. Looking at that, I wouldn't have called it a strike had I been behind the plate with the mask on, but I'm not. So
you'd be better than most of the people out there.
Maybe.
Oh God, look, Rick Aguilera. I hadn't heard that name in a while. Rick Aguilera.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him as the Twins closer.
Yes.
I was a little kid.
Well, that's a nice segue for us here because this was not their original plan, them being Team USA. McLean was not it. They really wanted to go with Joey Ryan and possibly Clayton Kershaw. But of course, again, Kershaw, one of those guys who says, I'm not going to do everything. I'm only going to do a little bit here. So I'm just going to back out of this commitment. We talked about that on an earlier show. Neither of us like the fact that there's several people who have done that. So then Jeff Hoffman ended up taking Joe Ryan's spot, another reliever. So this is their backup plan. Mark DeRosa admitted to the fact that McLean was his backup plan, but McLean does have good numbers, 2.06 ERA and 48 innings down the stretch for the Mets. So, as we talked about before, 6 really good pitches. And he had one really good win over Canada and one where he didn't look so good against Italy. So we're going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's probably good that he's facing Venezuela and not Italy again, because he just didn't work. So, Ronald Acuna Jr. started 0-2 and worked a walk. He's just such a good hitter. He's just tough. He doesn't strike out much, and he hits with a lot of power. It's just you just don't find many guys like that.
No, you don't. You're 100% right. So now you got 2 on, 1 out here at the top of the third. It's still 0-0 in the final game of the World Baseball Classic between the United States and Venezuela. That was another, wow. Well, that pitch to Garcia, who I'm going to say I really like Garcia. I've liked him for 2 or 3 years. He is the third baseman for the Kansas City Royals. So
got a few Royals in this game.
Yes, we do. They are a more talented team than I think people give them credit for. I really like the Royals. I like their young up and coming guys. You got Bobby Witt, you got Garcia. Vinny Pasquantino, who was the first baseman on Italy that just got eliminated last night. So
he's American. He's American, playing for Team Italy. Yeah, Salvador Perez in this game too. I mean, you got a lot of Royals. Ronald Acuna Jr. almost signed with the Royals when he was 16, and at the last second, the Braves somehow money freed up, and they offered like $20,000 more, so he switched to the Braves from the Royals. So the Royals almost had Ronald Acuna Jr. It's crazy. He signed for $100,000, which is nothing these days. The Royals had offered 80, and he's like, "Okay, I'll sign with you." And then the Braves are like, "Oh wait, we have some more money." Crazy.
So we got a pass ball here.
Yeah. No, it's a wild pitch. His stuff's too good. That slider was too good.
Right.
Will Smith's like, "Come on, man."
Oh, that was hung right in the middle of the plate.
What? Gonna be caught.
Byron Buxton does have it. It is going to score a run. Salvador Perez from third.
Pitch. Yeah.
And Ronald Acuna tagging from second and going to third. He's safe.
When I see him on the ground, though, like he's had all these knee injuries, it just makes me nervous, Mike. My heart skipped a beat for a second.
Yep. Well, I thought he was going to slide past the bag there for a second.
That ball didn't carry well. It looked like that could be a gapper off the wall, but Buxton got a great jump on it. Made it look easy. It just kind of hung up there. See that?
Yeah.
Just kind of hung up there in Miami. All right. So McLean, you just got to get this next guy. Don't give up anymore. 1 run. It's okay. It's early, but don't give up anymore. Don't give up a 2-out hit here.
You talked about how many Royals there are. 17 Royals in the World Baseball Classic this year. 17.
Maybe they're going to be better than people think. What is going on with William Contreras' hair? Jeez. He's got a man bun. He's got a man bun. Well, that's why the Braves traded him, maybe.
Maybe so.
They found out he was into man buns. He fits good on the Brewers then.
Oh, man. I like it when humor takes over for grumpiness. I do. I like it.
I don't get grumpy. What are you talking about?
Not at all. Not you, sir.
0-2. But okay.
Oh,
ground ball.
Bounce
right to Bryce Terang. All right.
All right. So the inning is over.
I still think it's so stupid they chose Bryce Terang over Nico Hoerner. I think it's insane. There are 2 plays that Bryce Terang in this tournament has not been able to come up with. It's like Nico Hoerner would have had that, but whatever. But I'm glad. No, I'm glad. Look, I'm glad Nico Hoerner's not in it. But I'm just saying.
All right. So let's go back to our Waddle trade because we got some comments on it here.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Cool. We like it when we get the football people involved in the baseball telecast. That's fantastic. We'll do this for the entire rest of the time. We've got some football notes that we want to get to. He says, is Waddle worth 28 a year? 900 this past year, 700 the year before that.
700. Oh, yeah, that's yards. Well, the thing is, yeah, I think he missed some games with injury, but Tyreek Hill was the number one receiver there, and your quarterback was Tua. He's gonna have a quarterback upgrade in Knicks. I think he'll be featured more. I know that people are gonna call him a number 2 receiver to Cortland Sutton, but he may be number 1. He may get more targets. I could absolutely see Sean Payton's offense. They're going to manufacture touches for Waddle, get him the ball open in space. So, yes, to answer your question, for this market, I don't know if any receiver's worth that, but yeah, I mean, I think so. In this market nowadays, with some receivers getting paid 40, I do. And I think he's such a good fit for what Sean Payton wants to do. And I think he will probably have a career year as far as statistics.
Now, we're going to try to rank our top 5 teams here in a little bit. And if you have gone over to Football with Cheese's channel, you will know what he thinks of the Denver Broncos because he said it on that particular video. I'll let you go over and look at that. But we'll rank our 5 teams here. We're going to do 5 AFC, 5 NFC. Is that what we're going to do?
Well, no, we'll just do top. I just have 5. I just do top overall teams right now. Post free agency before the draft. Obviously, draft could change things. There could be more trades, but yeah, the top 5 teams right now. We're going to do that later.
They're showing Mark DeRosa on the screen here. They're doing another one of these stupid interviews.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, Mark DeRosa looks rough.
I mean, he's got to be old. He was on the Braves shortstop when I was a kid. So.
Well, yeah, but I mean, when he's on MLB Network, they must have really good makeup people or something. He does not look near this bad.
Oh yeah, I mean HD. Well, yeah, probably makeup. He's got to be close to 60 now, right? Let me look it up.
Of course you do. So Danny, we're going to highlight you here for a second. It says my favorite baseball team is the Reds. Second team is the Yankees. I'm sorry
51.
for that.
Oh wow, he's 51. Okay.
Not as old as you thought he was.
No, I guess I was. Yeah, I was probably. I guess I was a little bit older. I guess I was a teenager when he was the Braves shortstop. And then he became a Cubs second baseman. I always liked him, and he was with the Indians. And God, he played for the Royals too. He played for a lot of teams. He was just always good. He was never great. He was just always like a good, like number 6 or 7 hitter lineup. Nothing, better than number 8 or 9.
And Smith pops out. It looks like foul territory there. Rodriguez, that was his 26th
Second team is the
here.
Yankees. So Danny Cotton Jim. I'm curious why Yankees. It says like Reds and Bengals. Maybe why Yankees, but sometimes maybe there's a family connection, but I'm just curious. Bryce Terang, he is hitting 368, but he's not as good as defensive as Nico Hoerner. Just saying.
No, of course he's not, but I mean, would Hoerner be hitting 368 right now?
He'd be hitting 468 probably.
Oh, here we go. Just because he's got a C on his uniform?
He can hit. Nico Hoerner can hit. He does Nico Hoerner is one of those players that can do everything but hit for power, but he does everything else. Base running, he can steal bases, his defense, he hits, he doesn't strike out. He just doesn't hit for power.
But he does hit right now and got a nice solid base hit to right.
Well,
one out, one on.
Yankees and Reds. Okay. No, but I think Jalen Waddle is worth that, and I just love the fit. And give up a lot of draft capital, but your biggest need, another receiver, another weapon on offense, is taken care of. Now you just get some depth on the defense, and they also need a tight end. They could use, like I said, front 7 depth, and I think they'll be fine.
So then let's look at it from the Dolphins side. Are they hard tanking or soft tanking?
Well, no one, I think, hard tanks in the NFL. That's the NBA.
Wow.
That's their job. But yeah, I think it's if you are a bad team, you have a bad roster because Chris Greer was just terrible last 4 years drafting.
Mm-hmm.
and you're not going knowing you can't turn around in 1 year. When you have a roster that bad, it's impossible. So why keep players in their prime like Waddle's right in the middle of his prime? Why keep him? Get what you can for him. Start the rebuild early. Get as many young players, as many draft picks. I mentioned this in my video. Ted Thompson did this when he took over the Packers. Even though they had Brett Favre, they had dropped off. The talent on that team was just not really bad. They had two horrible drafts in a row, and he takes over and he traded back multiple times, got more picks instead of turned 8 picks into 11 or 12, and completely built that team into a championship team. They're in better shape than the Dolphins are, but that's what they're doing. The Dolphins, they at least have a plan. And yes, they are probably hoping they pick as high as possible next year. Absolutely.
So then who else should they trade?
Well, they released Tyreek Hill. There's really no other trade chip except for Devon Achane. But if you trade him, then you can't do that to Malik Willis. You have to at least keep him. I think they'll keep him. And because he's a running back and can be a free agent end of the year, even though he's a terrific player, you probably wouldn't get more than a third rounder for him. And so I don't think, if someone offered a first rounder, they'd trade him, I think. But I think they're going to keep him and build the offense around him. And they have an opportunity to either re-sign him or let him go in free agency and get a comp pick for him. Byron Buxton is terrible.
Yep.
PCA.
33rd pitch goes down swinging for his third strikeout. Not his, pitch. Rodriguez's.
Good pitch. I want PCA out there. But PCA is not playing because it's lefty on lefty.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, he would be starting. He has started, I think, the last 3 games for USA.
Well, I think a guy like DeRosa also kind of goes experience for the most part. I think the only person I would say that he didn't go with experience would be catcher Smith.
Cal Riley. Yeah,
but I mean,
well, I think Smith matchups too. I think he likes the matchups. I think that's what he's doing. He likes Buxton matchup against the lefty. He likes Will Smith and once again against the lefty and Cal Riley. I can say Riley, Cal Raleigh, like for Walter Riley,
mm-hmm.
Raleigh. I can't say it. That word. He's struggling. He had 60 home runs last year. One of the best hitters in baseball in 2025, but he's struggling. So go with Will Smith, who is a veteran, who's more experienced.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have as many years in as Raleigh does, but he's been in probably more. Well, he's been in more big games, though, because he's a Dodger, right? I mean, the Dodgers have been to the playoffs and the World Series and all of that. So
I typed in Will Smith. I got a different result.
You got somebody slapping somebody, did you?
Keep your wife's name out your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith's been in the league. He's 30 years old, so he's been in the league since 2019. Now he's 3 straight All-Stars. God, I didn't realize 3 straight All-Stars. Never thought of him as like that good a player, but
somebody did.
And then Cal Raleigh is 29, and he's been in the league since 2021. So he does actually have more experience than Raleigh. God, 60 homers, 125 RBIs last year. Do you think there's any chance he gets even 50 this year? I mean, that's such a
no.
I don't either. I don't. I would be amazing for him and for the Mariners. But that's such an outlier for a catcher to hit 60 homers.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want to accuse him of anything. I did about halfway through the season when he was just beating the cover off the ball. It's one of those things to where it's like, okay, the red flags start popping up for me. If all of a sudden, what am I going to say here? If all of a sudden, even if some pitcher all of a sudden is doing fantastic, right? Just tons and tons of strikeouts and all of this kind of thing. You're always questioning that, and I would question it too. Jim Thome, when he had a bunch of average seasons or a little above average, but he had one season where he did the same thing. Albert Bell comes to mind doing something like that, and I just always wondered. It's like, what in the world is going on with these guys?
Sammy Sosa, I think, went from 36 to 66 between seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And Cal Raleigh went from 34 to 60. Now, I'm not comparing them. We know what Sosa did, but I'm just saying, like, that jump is rare. And there's a reason for Sosa did, but I I don't think Cal Raleigh. I just think I think he got better. I don't think he cheated or anything, but I don't think that at all. But yeah, it's just interesting when they make that jump. So I would and he DH'd a lot too. He didn't just catch. That helped him play more games. But I would be shocked if he even hit 50. I mean, I'm trying to think what they do projections. Here's a projection that has him hitting 39 homers.
This is a really interesting matchup to me. McLean versus Suarez. Suarez right now 0 for 1. McLean getting ready to throw his 41st pitch. Hopefully we got another pitch to talk about it. There we go. Good outside. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here is the count. So as we talked about earlier, McLean doesn't throw much of anything straight. Everything's got movement. Everything's got break to it. But 21 of Suarez's 49 home runs last year were hit off of breaking balls, the most in the league. So this is a really interesting matchup to me. And now it's at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cheese, I'm gonna give you, see if you can get this. All right, we'll put your baseball brain on the spot here for a moment.
That's
Suarez,
dangerous.
as he fouls the ball off. You can see the pain grimacing on his face there. So he has hit 325 home runs in his career, has Eugenio Suarez. And that puts him in 3rd place for Venezuelan-born players. You want to try to take a stab at naming either 1 or 2 that's ahead of him? I'll give you a hint. One of them's in a dugout.
Is Victor Martinez?
No, not Victor Martinez. Who'd we say was the hitting coach for the Venezuelan team?
I don't know. I guess I wasn't paying attention.
Of course not, because I was talking. Miguel Cabrera is number 1.
Oh, Miguel Cabrera, of course. Yeah, he's from Venezuela. Yeah.
And then his nickname was, as he grounds out to second base here and is going to be the first out of the inning, his nickname was the Big Cat. Do you remember who the Big Cat was?
Andres Galarraga?
Andres Galarraga. Very good, sir. Yes, he is
he played for the Braves. I grew up watching him. Yeah.
I thought you would get it if I gave you the nickname.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Cal Raleigh, Steamer, 38. Projects 38 homers. Zips 41. Oopsie 37. So all three of them between 37 and 41 is the projection, and they're pretty good. Zips has nailed a bunch of Cubs last year, like eerily close to what they did. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Less than 50. Yeah.
I would say less than 40. I mean, I would take the under on 40, to be honest with you.
Well, I wonder. You said he had 29 off breaking balls, so it tells me he probably guesses. If you hit a lot, if you very good breaking ball hitter,
correct,
then you probably guess breaking ball in certain situations. So he probably guesses a lot.
Yeah, 21 of the 49 off breaking balls, correct.
When you guess a lot and hit 29 off home runs breaking ball, there's a very good chance you're going to hit a lot less the next year. You're going to guess wrong. You're going to start, guessing wrong, or they're going to stop throwing you breaking balls. So.
Right, which is why I thought that was an interesting matchup between the two of these guys, because, we've talked about it. There are a lot of break, a lot of movement with what he does, and it's like, okay, does he try to throw him something straight? Does he, how does McLean pitch Suarez? So Suarez is 0 for 2 off of him, and there is his 4th strikeout on Gleyber Torres, who didn't like the call, and honestly, I probably didn't either. We have the advantage of looking at a replay here. Yeah, I would say it was a good job by Smith of bringing that ball back into the strike zone. Good framing job by Smith there. Stealing a strike.
That's one thing about if we go to robo-umps, like on every call, framing won't matter anymore. We'll see more Evan Gattis type catchers.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. Just if you have a big arm and can throw runners out, that's fine. We don't need you to frame anymore because the catching position has changed dramatically the last decade. All these teams are focused on framing to save runs to help your pitchers.
Tobar fouls out to first base.
Okay. Just need to get some runs. Got to get some runs. Harper, Judge, Schwarber. So
let's talk about the rumor for a second. We like rumors. Talk to me here. So there's a rumor about the Patriots and the Eagles. What have you been hearing, Cheese?
Well, there's a rumor that the Eagles cannot trade AJ Brown till after June 1st because their cap situation is so bad that it would be a dead cap hit if they traded him. So they have to wait till after June 1st, and then they can spread that dead cap over 2 years. You know, the June 1st cut, if you've ever heard of that. So
Mm-hmm.
they have to wait to do that. You can designate if you release someone June 1st, but you can't designate a trade June 1st. So if they do trade him, there's a rumor they're going to trade him to the Patriots for 2027 and or 2028 draft picks, but they can't do it till June 1st. So the rumor out there is that that's what's going to happen. It could be why the Patriots haven't used any more. They have $42 million in cap space right now. So because they need that money to absorb Brown's contract. I don't know if you heard that rumor, and if you have, do you buy it?
I haven't heard that rumor specifically, but I can see it working. I mean, it makes sense. Um, but I also don't think they're going to make it extremely public until, of course, right around that June 1st deadline, even though we all know there's back channels that happen all the time and everything else. So I don't understand why they think that,
Well, it's the Eagles. If they have to get his replacement in the draft then, right? So we'll know if they go receiver in their first round, or maybe they move up for a Jordan Tyson, something like that, or they draft Makai Lemon, someone like that. Then we'll know that's probably going to happen. Because if they keep Brown, they don't need to use a first round pick on receiver. They just signed Hollywood Brown. So I think it's risky to say, oh wait, yeah, let's do this trade, but wait till June 1st. Because what if the Patriots decide to back out? What if he gets arrested or something? I'm not saying he would, but I honestly didn't think he was going to be traded, but he really wants out, and he's liking Instagram posts from all these Giants players, and he's just trying to force his way out. He wants to be in a pass first offense. They are a run first offense, and he's not happy with his role. I think he's a really good player, really, really good wide receiver. I think he's a top 10 receiver in the NFL. I don't think he's top 5. I think he's top 10. He doesn't have the stats to the other guys because it's a run first team. So, and the Patriots they do pass more than the Eagles. And I don't know. I think it would make sense, but I wonder what the compensation would be. Would it be a 2027 first and maybe like a 2028 third? Like, what would the compensation be? That'd be interesting.
I would say that's about right. What you just laid out there, as Harper grounds out the second baseman.
He sucks.
We have a lot of ground outs to second base tonight for the U.S. team. Venezuela leads 1-0. Bottom of the fourth, there's one out. That was Bryce Harper. Now you've got Aaron Judge up to bat here. We're talking about this possible trade between the Patriots and the Eagles that surrounds A.J. Brown. Do you really? Okay, so let's say here's my thing though, Cheese, right? So you got all these guys and you're saying, hey, I want to be in a pass first offense. I want the ball. As long as they're winning and they're getting to the playoffs, even if they don't make a Super Bowl, shouldn't you be happy with the way the team is going? And even if they are a run first team, you've got a role. You know what it is. Shut up and get your 80 to 120 yards and a touchdown every game and be quiet.
No, he doesn't get that much in some games. Oh, what wasn't a problem the year before when they won the Super Bowl? It just I'm not AJ Brown. I don't know what's going through his head, but I mean, thinking about it, it's like, why did the Titans trade such a good player in the first place? Because he was drafted by the Titans in the second round, and then they traded him rather than paying him. So that was telling. It's like Larry B. Tunsil's been traded twice. One of the best pass blocking left tackles in the last 20 years. Why has he been traded twice? Because there's been locker room issues. So just tells me that maybe Titans were like, yeah, maybe there was some attitude that they didn't like. And it worked out. It worked out for the Eagles.
He can comment on that.
And then, of course, Aaron Judge and Bryce Harper both got out very easily because they're just going to choke in big situations because that's what they do. Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
That's a terrible swing.
Yep.
He was completely fooled by the pitch, tried to hold up, couldn't, strike three. So Rodriguez is now 2 outs deep in the fourth inning.
Good.
And he's only at 42 pitches. Shoot, he could be the MVP of this thing before it's all said and done if he keeps this up.
Mike is like, Venezuela's got this. They got this.
I don't know, but I had to wear St. Patrick's Day as the green, so I also put on the green and gold here of the Packers for you, but it's with the Arizona Diamondbacks there. So I thought I would do a lot of stuff and encapsulate everything there. You got Rodriguez starting. You've got Patrick's Day. I'm missing my pint glass tonight because I didn't go to the game. We're doing this instead. For those of you who do not know, spring training game tonight between the Guardians and the Reds. The St. Patrick's Day is always they wear the St. Patrick's uniforms, and it's a big deal for them. I've gone to it 8 or 9 years in a row, and I did not go to it tonight because you are so important to me, Cheese, as well as the rest of our viewers here on our Tuesday night show.
Okay. Kyle Schwarber worked a walk, lefty, 2-out walk. That's big. Get something going here.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's going to have to face Bregman, who's a righty. So Bregman hasn't, done a whole lot. So maybe he can get going here.
I mean, you're only down by 1 run. Are you thinking of putting the faster? Are you thinking of putting PCA or something in here this early?
You're not taking Kyle Schwarber's bat out this early. Absolutely not. They don't have another guy like Schwarber out there. Like, his bat is just so good. You can't. Plus, he's been having a great classic. Ooh, looked a little low, but that was a good pitch.
That did. That pitch looked a little low. You're 100% right. Bregman's 0 from 1, grounded out to second in his first at bat. 2 outs, bottom of the fourth. No ball, 1 strike count. And that's up high to make it even at 1-1. So he went with Bregman instead of Gunnar Henderson. Henderson's had a really hot bat. Bregman has not, but Bregman has batted well against Rodriguez in his career.
He seems to have done that too, DeRosa. If he's got a good matchup for the pitcher, he puts them out there. He's done that a few times. Like I think he took Bregman out last game because Henderson had destroyed that pitcher. It was like 7 for 9 against him. Yeah, so makes sense.
So is that what you like? You go off of what he does against the starter, even though the starter might not be out there a lot?
Well, I mean, yeah, especially with something like that. You're 7 for 9 against. If you have a really good batting line against the pitcher, yes. If it's 3 for 10 or something, that's different than 7 for 9. So yeah, absolutely. Or if it's just the other guy is like 1 for 17 against the pitcher, put the other guy in, give him a shot. It's it's certain. A lot of it's about matchups. Certain hitters just aren't very good against a certain pitcher. It's kind of crazy.
Right.
Even Albert Pujols had some pitchers that were like number 3 starters. He just didn't do very well against. That's not going to do much.
The shortstop, the easy feed to second, and the inning is over.
So did you see the last pitch for USA? I'm sure you did, against the Dominican Republic.
Yes, against Geraldo Perdomo, another Diamondback. Yes.
Right. So if you guys did not see it, it was a little low.
Jeff Passan,
who's the baseball writer for ESPN, The Insider, acted like, oh, this is egregious. Oh, that was clearly low. And acted just went on this X-rim, all these things about how low it is, and just it's so terrible. It's like, well, first of all, you're American, but whatever. It wasn't as bad a call as they, to me, made it out to be. It was low, but you got to think there was a lot of break on the pitch. So it was just a little below the knee, just a little. But they acted like it was like the worst call ever. It's like, okay. And then they're like, oh, ABS needs to come to World Baseball Classic. It's like, oh my God, give me a break. What do you think about it?
I'm actually going to agree with them. I do think the ABS needs to come to the World Baseball Classic. And here's why. If we're going to do it, and you're going to have the World Baseball Classic in parks like, Lone Depot where they're at right now, or Houston where they were at earlier, then if you've got that technology there and that's what the players are used to, then I think you should do it. I understand if you don't want to put all the technology in some, some spot in Venezuela or some spot in, wherever else they played in Japan or something, or Tokyo or whatever. Okay, I'm sure that's a lot of money to have to put that in there for 1 or 2 games that they play in that particular stadium for this particular tournament. And I get that. I would be right on board with that. But now that you're in these stadiums where the technology exists and it's already there, why wouldn't you use the technology that's there?
Yeah, I guess because it's not because it's really let's be honest, exhibition game. I don't think they're going to ever do it. Uh, they might. Who knows? If there's another big call in this game, they might call for it. But did you think? I mean, did you think it was a terrible call? Like some of these people were freaking out online, or did you think it was just a little bit low?
Well, here's the other part to this equation, Cheese, and that's this, man. Even Albert Pujols came out and said we had other chances to win this game. Don't act like this was the only bad call or anything like that, because it wasn't. There were some other calls in that game that were just as egregious as that one was. If it wasn't the last strike of the last batter that made the last out, nobody'd be talking about it.
Correct.
I mean, if that call was in the bottom of the fifth and then the fifth inning ended, nobody'd be
Well
talking
hit,
about it.
straight away center, and it is gone. It's Abreu with a solo homer. Yeah, McLean. I wondered if they were going to bring him out for the fifth inning. I wonder if they were going to do it, and they did. And now it's 2-0. That's big for Venezuela.
It is. Of course, the Red Sox starting outfielder, Wilyer Abreu, just put one over the center field wall. That thing was tattooed.
Yeah, and the other Red Sox outfielder, Roman Anthony, will lead off next inning. McLean, yes, let's see. Yeah, 53 pitches. That's why they put him out there.
Yeah, but you've got to get somebody up in your bullpen at this point, right?
He just tattooed that ball. Salvador Perez is up. Yeah, missed badly there. A lot of times when they give a homer, then they miss badly on the first pitch. You see that all the time.
Mm-hmm. All the time.
Yep.
And that pitch had a ton of movement, but it looked like it was going to hit him at first. There's a good pitch on the inside corner for a strike, 1-1.
Yep, they got someone to open the bullpen. It's Brad Keller, who's not been pitching well. I don't know why. I guess because he's kind of a long reliever. I don't know. He has not been doing so hot.
Perez is
signed with the Phillies in the offseason.
Mm-hmm. No, I was just going to say Perez is the 8th batter here in the inning. That pitch is
8th batter in the inning. He's the 8th batter in the inning. Wow.
He's the 8th batter in the lineup. I'm sorry. You're right.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, what a bad inning.
It's not been
that pitch bad. Right there. That's about what the pitch looked like to end the game.
Yes.
And if that's called a strike, he probably wouldn't have liked it, but no one would be talking about it. You're right. Fouls that one away. Stays alive. 3-2. I think if McLean does not get Perez, I think he's probably gone. What were you going to say?
Well, no, I was just going to talk about what we're doing now with.
That should be caught, and then it'll end the inning. Nope, no, sorry, end the inning. I mean the first out.
First out, right?
First out.
That was the 8th out of the inning, sir. That's okay.
That's the 19th batter to come to the plate.
Oh man, yeah, he put that ball in the grass a good 12, 14 feet beyond the fence there in center field. So,
and if it gets down to the ninth, Daniel Palencia has been outstanding in the World Baseball Classic. He is the closer for the Chicago Cubs. I mean, he's hitting 100. He's hitting 100 in March. I mean, he's been outstanding. So you really don't want to be behind going in the 9th inning.
No. For those of you who are like, well, what in the world's going on here? It's 6:30. These guys are usually late, but it looks like they've been, because our numbers are climbing a little bit here. People might be joining us thinking that this is our regular time, but we started an hour early because we're doing the Lights Out podcast of the World Baseball Classic Finals. We're doing a watch along with that. We will still talk NFL, as we already have a couple of times. We'll get to a lot of other things in Major League Baseball as well. And as Cheese mentioned, next week, we can't wait. We're going to be doing our baseball predictions for the season.
Bryce Train calls him off.
Yep.
2 out.
Excellent. So 63 pitches
So,
for McLean
yep,
now.
and that's.
Okay.
I wonder if he was going to go get him because he's 2 times through the order. He doesn't want to let him pitch 3 times through.
Mhm.
So that's the end of the. That's 18 guys up. So that will be end of McLean.
But you still, I mean, you've got a pretty good lineup here you're dealing with. This is like an all-star lineup as far as that part goes. So 2 runs in 4 2/3 innings is not terrible.
It isn't, but in a game like this, you need to be better. And this is why I said Tarek Skubal should be pitching here. And I don't know why. I would not have an issue if Tarek Skubal said, nope, I'm going to be a free agent. I want to make sure I stay healthy. I want to just spend the spring training with the Tigers. To come in there and say, I'm only pitching against Great Britain and then I'm quitting, it's kind of ridiculous. They would beat Great Britain. It doesn't matter who pitched. A number 5 starter for pretty much any MLB team probably would have beaten Great Britain.
I agree.
What he should have done is said, okay, I'll do this. And if we get to the title game, I'll pitch that too. That would have been awesome because he went 5 innings the other day in spring training, which is the exact same amount that McLean almost did, 4 2/3. So,
well, I mean, we all, everybody knew that Clayton Kershaw was not going to go to this round. So if Tarek Skubal would say, okay, I'll take Clayton Kershaw's spot if we get to that point in the tournament. Okay. Now I don't have near as much of a problem with it. Like you said, he knew who he was going to pitch against. He knew there was no way in the world Great Britain was beating him. So he comes in, he tries to, I'm the best in the world, and I'm going to go in here, and he thinks he's CM Punk or something, and he goes in and another Chicago reference for you, and it's like, hey, here we go, I can do this, and I wasn't impressed with anything that Skubal did, so I don't understand how it made him a better person or a better player, or it made him look better to the United States or anything like that. I honestly, I think it did bad for him to do all of that the way he did it.
Yeah, it's. I get it. You're going to be a free agent. You don't want to get hurt, but don't commit to it, and then either commit or not. That I get if you don't want to do it. I love if I'm like a Tiger fan. He didn't want to do it at all. I would have loved that, But I think you should commit or not. Stay with the team the whole time or not. And Clayton Kershaw he's just not what he used to be. He's just not. They have better options. Brad Keller, yeah, it's really good year out of the bullpen for the Cubs. Phillies might turn him into a starter. We'll see. But he has struggled in the WBC so far. So we'll see what happens. Well, 1 pitch or 2 pitches, 1 out. Maybe hurry. Oh, okay.
He did.
You got to hurry with Acuna running.
Well, I got some Acuna stuff. I looked up some stats on him, but I knew he'd be starting. So we'll wait till he'll bat him one more time. So we'll get to all that stuff here in a moment.
I think he's seen like 5 pitches and 3 at bats. So he's not giving you much time, man.
No, he's not.
Let me ask you this.
Sure.
The Raiders apparently still want to trade Max Crosby, right? We know what happened, that the Ravens pulled out for whatever reason. They're saying, it was a medical thing, but I think they just failed him on purpose because they wanted to sign Trey Hendrickson and keep their picks, maybe to get back at him for signing Tyler Linderbaum, whatever reason. But apparently the Raiders want to trade him, but they're not going to drop their asking price, which most people thought was too much to begin with. The 14th overall pick this year and a first the next year. Do you think there's a team out there that will offer something even similar to what the Ravens offered before the draft?
Well, let's go over it. What did the Ravens offer? Because I know you'll know this better than I will.
I just said it, but yeah, the 14th overall pick this year and then a first rounder next year, which the Ravens assume will be a late first rounder. They assume that they'll not have I guess 8 or 9 win team again. So mid first round pick this year and whatever a future first round pick.
I mean, I'm sure you probably want me to say Cincinnati.
But do you think any team will offer even something similar? Is my question.
That's
before the draft, like this year, like give them a pick this year, a first rounder and one next year. Do you think any team will offer that?
No, I don't really think so. I think you're going to get, a really good pick this year and not so much next, or it's going to be the opposite. You're going to get like a a third round this year and a first round next or something. I don't think you're going to get both.
I don't think they're going to get close to that. I don't think there was any team going close to that. The rumor was that the Cowboys didn't want to even offer. They had the 12th and 20th pick this year.
Mm-hmm.
Either one of those picks, like a first rounder next year or something, maybe, and then something else. But they weren't even offering either one of those. So I don't think they're going to get close to it. But I mean, do you think Max Crosby will be a Raider come training camp? Do you think they will move him, or he'll still be a Raider? What do you think?
Oh, that's a great question, Cheese. I don't. No, I don't think so because as we've talked about in other shows, I think what they're doing's done. I mean, they need to move on from each other, not just one from the other. They literally need to move on from each other. So no, I don't think so. I think one way or another, he won't be a Raider, even if they don't get exactly what they want. I think eventually they'll cave. And then I think that'll be the interesting thing as to what team will eventually get him after they kind of cave in.
See, I think he'll be traded. I do think, remember Micah Parsons was traded late in the offseason. I think it will be after the draft. And like you said, they'll have to take future picks. You want to take picks this year, not only to get a player this year, but also 14th pick. If you take future picks, that could be the team wins the Super Bowl, could be pick 32. If you trade him to a team that wins Super Bowl, that's not a very good pick. So they might have to settle for future picks, unknown picks. But I don't think they're getting 2 firsts. I think they'll probably get a first and then maybe a day 2 pick at most. I really think that the Ravens screwed them over. So,
but there's no doubt about the Ravens screwing them over. It's just, will they find another willing trade partner? That's kind of the question more than anything else.
And then Eric DeCosta pissed me off, the Ravens GM. He could not have handled it worse. Played victim. He was like, no one is more upset or hurt than I am. He played victim. He screwed the Raiders over. I can't stand the victim mentality. And then played victim like I did everything I could to try to make this play. Like, no, you didn't. He's such a liar and a phony. And oh man, yeah, I called you. You watched the video. I called him out, and I can't stand when people screw up and then don't take accountability and just play victim. Like it's like, and then of course the insiders and NFL Network are like, look at him. You could tell he's hurt. Oh, wow. He really wanted this to go through and they're just running cover for him. I just can't stand the NFL media these days, what it's become.
I'm surprised they're taking Rodriguez out of this game right now. I don't know about you, but I'm very surprised they're taking him out. I mean, what are they saving him for? Unless the Diamondbacks called them and said no,
Well, I wonder if it's, let me check. I wonder if it's the matchup because Roman Anthony was a lefty. Who's due up? Oh, because Will Smith's a righty. Maybe they're doing matchup. Maybe they're bringing in a righty, but then Bryce Turang is a lefty after that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say
But Bryce Turang is 1-for-1. So maybe he hit a pitch limit. But we'll see. I think I kind of glanced at it yesterday when we decided we're definitely doing this. But it looks like to me that USA does have a better bullpen. Otherwise, it's pretty even lineup and starting pitching. But I think USA does have a better bullpen. So we'll see what happens with Venezuela here.
Yeah, I would agree with you as far as everything but the bullpen. Venezuela's bullpen is not near what the United States' bullpen is.
Except Daniel Palencia, the closer. Like I said, he has been lights out.
No pun intended, bro.
He got a tiny to pop out to end the game against Japan. He struck out the previous 2 guys.
And I'll be honest with you, even with the even with your Cubs this year, I was a little worried about their bullpen. But, with the rise of your closer, maybe I'm not as worried about it anymore.
Yeah, thing is, he was the closer, and then he was doing great, and then all of a sudden he just started struggling. He just wasn't commanding the fastball well enough. And then in the playoffs, he became their middle reliever. Like he dropped from closer setup guy to middle reliever. He was the 5th, 6th inning guy in the playoffs. So you never know. It seems like whoever's the closer, the next year they're terrible. Porter Hodge was great 2024. Couldn't get anyone out last year. Adbert Ozolay was the closer year before. Got hurt. Couldn't locate anything. Like it's like every year something happens with the Cubs closer. It's been a while, but yeah, it's very encouraging. The fact that he was throwing 98 at this point in spring training last year, he's throwing 100 right now. So that's really encouraging. And he hit 102 some last year. So if there are people predicting him to lead the league in saves. So if he pitches great, then they're in good shape because I think they do have a deep bullpen. I don't think it's a great bullpen, but I think it's deep. I think they have a lot of guys that can be 7th, 8th inning, type relievers. So the closer is key.
Absolutely. So now you got Bizzardo, who is, of course, with the Seattle Mariners, did a really good job for them down the stretch last season. 30-year-old pitcher, 6 foot nothing. 190 pounds is what he's listed on Baseball Reference, which I've got here in front of me right now.
Man, that pitch was a 96-mile sinker that didn't sink, and Will Smith was just a little late, right down the middle fastball. That's probably not going to see a pitch that good the rest of this at bat.
Probably not.
And there's the hook. Sweeper. Got him. Yep. Will Smith, you can't, you get a fastball down the middle, you can't miss it.
So just to give you some comparables here, 2025 season for Seattle, he had a 1.8 WAR, 5 wins, no losses, a 252 earned run average in 73 games, pitched 78 and 2/3 innings in those 73 games. His first pitch to Bryce Terang just went right past him for a strike.
96-mile sinker. That's wow. That one sunk.
Yes, that one did what it was supposed to do. Second pitcher to Terang, a little low and a little away, so he took it 1-1. As far as walks to strikeouts, you had 27 walks for Bizzardo, and then 82 strikeouts. So a really good strikeout to walk ratio there as he pitches a strike in the inside to Bryce Terang.
It looked like Terang did not pick up that pitch at all.
No,
at all. Looked like he was surprised by it. You
Only
wonder if he's ever faced
runs last year, by the way.
I wonder if he's ever faced them. Brewer versus Mariner. They don't play each other much. So you wonder if it's possible he's only never faced him, or only faced him maybe once or twice. Mm-hmm. By the way, watching, it's a big advantage if you never faced. It's a big advantage for the pitcher if you've never faced each other.
Correct. And I would also say at this point in our juncture here, and I think most people would agree, the pitchers are ahead of the hitters right now, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
So now you've got 2 disadvantages for the hitter. He's probably hasn't seen him very often. And, this whole offense for the U.S. team is just not clicked so far. Excuse me. So Bryce Terang here, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th, 2-2 count. He's going to hit a weak ground ball to second base, picked up and throw him out. So Venezuela, after 5 complete, leads with more runs than the Americans have hits. Venezuela has 2 runs, and the United States only has 1 hit in this game so far.
It says here they had never faced each other. So I just looked it up online. They had never he's never faced him before. So there you go. Mariners Brewers, yeah. So they don't play each other much.
No.
Mariners could be really good. Could be a really good team this year. We will talk about that next week. Once again, it's a Tuesday before baseball starts. Opening day is in 9 days. Mike is like freaking out. Like it's going to be a long 9 days for him. We're going to do predictions. We're going to predict division winners. We're going to predict playoffs. We're going to predict award winners. Picking the National League Rookie of the Year is going to be hard. There's like 6 or 7 names that could win it. It's insane how good the National League. And last year there was 2 guys: Cade Horton, Drake Baldwin. This year I don't know who I'm going to pick. There's literally, I was looking at this weekend. I wrote down 7 names that I think could win it. And Connor Griffin, best prospect in baseball, he could be called up in June or July. I don't know. So I don't know if I can pick him. But if I know for sure he's going to start the season, I probably will pick him. I don't know. Maybe not. There's so many good rookies in the National League. So stay tuned for that next week at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Lights Out podcast.
Yes, I can't wait. Let's stick with baseball for a second. I don't know if you've seen this, Cheese. So there's a lot of different rules that have changed. Some for the good, some maybe not so good. But Keller back out there for his second inning of work, of course, because he only pitched 2 pitches in the 5th inning. So he's back out there for the top of the 6th. MLB is going to do a test pilot on the new check swing rule in AAA this season. Have you seen anything about that?
I did. I just read quickly an article about all the new rules they're testing in a bunch of different minor league.
Yeah. So basically, MLB is going to do. Yeah. So they're going to do what they're calling a objective cutoff point. And the threshold for the bat is going to be whether the bat head actually breaks a 45-degree angle relative to the handle. So if you kind of line everything up, that's what they're looking at there. As Garcia pops up the center field.
Yep. Keller looks pretty good. He's hitting all his spots. He's one of those guys that was just really struggled, and the Cubs took him in. They do this. They find guys, minor league deal, and the guys that throw hard. If you throw hard, we can teach you a cut fastball. We can teach you to sink it. We can teach you something. And they did. They resurrected his career, and they made him one of the better. He was the 8th inning guy for the Cubs last year. Actually became their closer late in the year. So Phillies got him in free agency. But Cubs are so good at this, taking these pitchers, Tommy Hodevoy, pitching coach, and just teaching you how to sink it or cut it. They love sinker pitchers. They love cut fastball pitchers. And another great pitch, low and away.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying he's really hitting his spots right here.
He is. He's hitting all his spots.
But that's what he has to do. If he misses a spot, it's over.
Yeah. Cubs love this. If you throw 98, bring you in. We're going to teach you how to throw a cutter. We're going to teach you how to sink it. And Ben Brown. Ben Brown was, a top 100 prospect, and he's just had so much trouble giving up home runs. Been a reliever for the Cubs. He has number 2 starter potential with his stuff. And they taught him a sinker, and he's been almost pretty much dominant in spring training this year. And they don't have a spot for him in the rotation because they're deep in pitching. They have a really deep rotation. But he's all of a sudden, no one's barreling him up.
Yeah, but we all know you're going to use more than 5 pitchers in a season. So they'll get to him eventually, even if they have to stick him down in AAA somewhere.
Oh, he's 8. Well, he's got options remaining, and they're 8 or 9 deep at the rotation, and that's before Justin Steele comes back about sometime in May. Wow, what a great pitch! What a great inning by Brad Keller. He was just cruising there.
So I mean, are you tempted to bring him back out for the next?
He can. I don't think they will, but he's throwing so few pitches. I probably would. The way he's looking, why bring another pitcher out who might struggle?
Right.
I'm not sure.
You know what you've got. Stick with it. It's one of those, if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of things, right?
9 pitches, 4 outs. 9 pitches, 7 strikes. And he looked confident.
Get much more efficient than that.
Did you see his mound presence? The way he just looked so confident. Like he knows he can put whatever, and like he's hitting all his spots. He looks so confident out there.
And that's what I think a lot of the hitters for the U.S. team are missing. They just they don't look comfortable in the box. I mean, Judge did not look comfortable. Harper did not look comfortable. Even Bregman didn't look real comfortable in that second at bat that he did. So they're about to get shut out.
Help me out with his name. Jose Butto? Butto's coming in to pitch, the righty for, I believe, is he on the Giants? believe he's on the Giants.
You got me with that. Who does he play for? I'm not 100%
I was hoping you would know.
I know.
I think I saw that he is a Giant. I know he used to be on the Mets, but I think he was on the Giants last year.
I'm looking it up.
Okay.
I mean, of course, what it gives me is Venezuelan pitcher. Duh, I knew that already.
I think he's more of like a middle reliever, though. This is the thing we talked about an inning ago. USA has a better bullpen than Venezuela, although Venezuela has Daniel Palencia closing. He's amazing. But before that, and Butto is just more of a middle reliever. He's not a guy, ideally you want coming in the 6th inning in a 2-0 game, winner take all. You know what I mean? So
correct. And
he's on the Giants. Yeah, I thought he pitched the Giants last year. I know he was a longtime Met. I think the Braves did pretty well against him, if I'm remembering correctly. But look, he's been really good. 4 2/3, no runs, only one strikeout. 4 2/3. So
here's your guy.
He's probably a pitch to contact guy. I told you he was going to come in at some point. Buxton only got the start because it was a lefty. But look at the offense. Oh God, it's been terrible last 2 games. But PCA has had a really good WBC. Destroyed Italy. He's just a fun dude, and he was one of the MVP favorites in the first half last year. Really struggled in the second half, but he looks like his leg kick's different. He's not doing this big leg kick. He looks really good this spring and in the WBC. So he could have a monster year for the Cubs this year.
I think this is a really big at bat for this team right now in this spot. I mean, if you get the fast guy on, no matter how you get him on, even if he walks, right? You've got the speedster on. You can move him over. You can cut this lead from at least 2-1. But if you don't get anything here, it's getting late for the U.S. team.
Popped it up. One thing about PCA, I noticed last year when he was struggling down the stretch, he started swinging at more pitches out of the zone. He was pressing. It's like he had this amazing first half. All-star started the All-Star game, and then he started struggling, and then he started swinging. I think there was a stretch where he was leading the league at swinging at pitches out of the zone in the second half for a while. I think he finished second or third or something but he was just he was just pressing. He was just trying to make a play, and he's been a little more patient in this WBC and in spring training.
You got Vess Warman in the bullpen, the current Detroit Tiger. Let's talk about.
Well, you said big at bat, Bobby Witt Jr. You got, he's one of the best players in baseball. You got to get on base here.
Yes,
you just got to.
Got to find a way, right? He's
would have been great if PCA did. He didn't, but yeah, you got to find a way here. That was 96 miles an hour, and he popped it up. 2 pop-ups in a row. Wow. What were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to talk about the pitcher here, Buddha, because I don't think he's going to give us much more time to talk about it. Last year, the Giants 2-1, a 4.50 ERA. He was in 21 games, but he only pitched 20 innings in those 21 games. But in those 20 innings, gave up 19 hits and 10 earned runs, 2 home runs, and a really bad walk to strikeout of 10 walks and 17 strikeouts. So you would think that this would be the guy that the Americans would be able to hit and get something off of. But so far, nothing.
Well, he's a sinker changeup guy. So he's a pitch to contact reliever. So yeah, he's not going to be your 8th or 9th inning guy who's pitch to contact, but he's gotten 2 weak contact outs, 2 pop-ups, which are weak contact outs. And if you're not a big strikeout guy, if you get weak contact, you can be effective. You can have a long major league career if you get weak contact. The best example I can give you is Kyle Hendricks. Kyle Hendricks never had great stuff, but he located everything, and hitters could not hit him. Like he couldn't barrel him up. He would get lots of pop outs, lots of ground balls. So
if we dive deeper into his numbers here, the hard hit rate 37.9%, which is below the average, which 39.5 is the average. If you go with his line drive percentage, it's below the Major League Baseball average. Baseball average 23.8. And
Did you? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Did you see
no,
that?
you're good.
Four-seam
No,
fastball right down the middle. Bryce Harper just took it. Right down the middle, four-seamer. And I just, hey, Bryce Harper got a hit. Unbelievable.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Play the lottery. Play the lottery. Okay. Of course, it's nobody on, 2 out. That's when he finally gets a hit. No, not with men in scoring position, of course.
No. Why would we want to do that?
You see hard hit rate, 37%?
His hard hit rate.
That's pretty high.
Let's see here. 37. Only 37%. Yeah.
Well, no, that's high. 37% is pretty high. And Harper
the average is 39.5.
Oh, okay. Really? That seems high. I thought it was close. I thought the average was like 27. Okay. I'm thinking of a different stat. There's Pat McAfee. They're showing him. Of course, he never wears sleeves. That dude he hates sleeves more than, and I can't even say it. Never mind. There could be kids watching anyway.
Yeah. Let's not. I think I know where you're going there. Let's not. All right.
Anyway, meeting on the mound.
No, we got a comment here from my favorite name to say, South Country Splat.
No, I told Mike before we started this, if it goes to extra, I'm done. Extra innings, I am done. I have not eaten dinner yet. So as soon as it's over, I'm going to make some steak quesadillas. So if this goes to extras, I'm out. Mike can either bring someone else on or we can just end it.
No, I'll do the whole thing.
Okay. All right.
We'll be good.
So of course it will go 18 innings.
It probably will.
Now, maybe, I don't know if you know this, Mike, you know more about the World Baseball Classic than me. Do they do the runner on second if it goes to 10th inning?
I don't know. That's great.
I have not seen an extra inning game. At least I don't really watch these games for the most part. I am now, but I haven't seen that one has gone to extras that I know of. But 3-1 to Judge. I mean, look, Aaron Judge, you're one of the best hitters in baseball. You got a 3-1 count here, man. Versus a guy that's not a big strikeout guy. It's time. It is time.
Yes, Aaron, but is he taken?
No. Well,
yes.
He did. He took all the way and right down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
96 right down the middle. He took it. I just, dude, like, you got to be aggressive in the strike zone. I get it. Be patient when it's not in the zone, but when you hit a fastball in the middle of the zone, you got to be aggressive. That's when you should swing.
This is a big pitch. 3-2 to Judge.
And Judge
on the ground,
in a clutch situation, of course, weak contact, grounds out. That's Aaron Judge. He's not clutch. A friend of mine texted me, by the way.
I'm surprised you have friends, but go ahead.
Yeah, I got a few. Says that it's just so loud there that he says that the volume, like, it's so loud the fans are. Like, you notice that the pitcher was putting his glove, like, covering his ear so he could hear the pitch com.
Mm-hmm.
Like, apparently it's so loud there. You know, in the stadium, I think it's like 37,000 people. In Miami Marlins Stadium, I don't know what it's called, but
Lone Depot Stadium.
Okay, only 37,000, which isn't huge but apparently fans are going crazy. It's Venezuelan fans, American fans. Apparently, it's so loud. Okay, Vest is coming into pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know much, OC?
Yeah, we'll look at Vest here in a second. But I wanted to give you asked me about the extra innings. Let's go over these rules real fast. So for the World Baseball Classic, if they do go past 9 innings, there is a ghost runner that is placed on second base. There is no ties in the game. You are not allowed to tie. You have to continue to play until it has a winner. Let's see, anything else? The pitch clock stays the same. Pitchers are capped at 95 pitches in this round. Got all kinds of stuff going off over here. I got people messaging me. I'm looking up stuff. Give me a second,
So,
people.
so Will Vest is pitching. He's a Detroit Tiger
Mhm.
righty. I barely know. I'll be honest. I barely know who he is. I've heard his name, but I barely know who he is. But it seems like he is just he's a relief pitcher. ERA last 3 years, 298, 282, 301. So he's good. He's a good relief pitcher.
Mhm. He
He's
is.
about a little bit more about strikeout an inning in his career or something like that. So yeah, solid reliever across the board. But like I said, I've heard of him. I don't know him too well, but Mike's more the baseball guy than me.
Yeah, taken in the 12th round by the Detroit Tigers in the 2017 MLB amateur draft.
Then that's a great pick.
Yes, from Austin, or from Stephen F. Austin State University.
Okay.
They dug deep for that one. Been in the league for 5 years. 15-13 is his overall record. He's actually been in several games, 272 games in his 5-year career. That's a lot of relief appearances.
I mean, I'm not far from actually Stephen F. Austin. I'm not too far from there.
No?
I can get there in an hour probably.
It's a nice first pitch there to Gleyber Torres for a strike on the outside corner.
So he had more than a strikeout in inning last year. 75 and 68 and 2/3. That's what you want. Typically reliever. I mean, it depends. Some relievers are just sinker ballers or just really good weak contact, but typically you want more than a strikeout inning with relievers because they only go typically one inning or face a few batters, and so you want them to miss bats and get strikeouts.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them come in with inherited runners on. What a pitch! That slider. He's got a slider, folks, by the way. He's got a really good slider. That thing, wow, look at the movement. Woo!
All right, so let's dive into his numbers a little deeper because I love doing this. So the average Major League Baseball line drive rate is 23.8, and the average ground ball rate.
That's why I mixed them up. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. That's why I mixed it up. Go ahead.
The average ground ball rate in Major League Baseball last year was 42.2. So let's look at the line drive rate. I'm trying to watch the screen and watch the numbers all at the same time here. So the average line drive 23.8, Vest 18.3% line drive rate. So very few people can hit line drives off of it.
And someone just hit a line drive
or somebody. Oh, I'm sorry, Vest. I jinxed you, buddy. I'm sorry. That's Tovar right there. He has hit really well in this World Baseball Classic as Tovar. Now, when he gets to Colorado, he's going to have no help whatsoever, so he's not going to hit very well. But for the time being, at least.
It was just that he hung the breaking ball right in the middle of the plate. He's lucky it was only a single.
Now, your ground ball average, 42.2%. And Vest has a ground ball average of 57.5. So a lot of ground balls and not a lot of line drives.
He is a sinker.
Abreu now up.
Yeah, he is a sinker, so he's going to get ground balls on. This is a great time for a ground ball.
Absolutely. Double play, get him out of the inning. Let's go back to the dugout and see what happens.
Good slider, but Abreu took it low. That's one of those pitches that it's actually a strike. It looks like a strike, but dropped out of the zone. But still, Abreu, he read it and took it. 2-0. I think he says going to throw a sinker here. Probably somewhere close to the zone or in the zone. I hope he just swings over top of it. You mentioned rule changes. In the next commercial, I want to ask you about a specific one I read about. See what you think.
Okay. Sure.
Because you are the baseball guy. Because I'm not sure what to think about it, and I'm not sure if it will change the game. Jeez.
Showing that home run he hit.
This is a pitcher's park. The dimensions are pretty big. It's not the biggest park in baseball. That might be Well, either Colorado, Detroit, probably, but it's still this is typically a pitcher's park here in Miami. So you have to hit it pretty far to get it out there, and he crushed it.
So 2-2, 1 out, 1 on. Tobar last year stole 5 bases. Would you dare send him in this situation to try to get a rally going?
Taylor Devil play versus single ball pitcher? Absolutely.
Yeah,
I think
even if he has very few stolen bases, I mean, he's still a Major League Baseball player. I would send him right here.
They should have.
No,
I think they did. I think they did because he didn't even go to second. He would have taken the out at second. You weren't getting 2 there. No. But I think he did run. I don't know for sure. I can't hear the broadcast, but obviously.
Why can't you hear the broadcast, sir? What is going on with you?
I could turn it on. It would just be annoying. Let's see. Was he? Yep, he was. Well, no, he wasn't. Why didn't you go to second there? I don't know.
Taking the sure out at first base, I guess.
I would have gone to second there. It's 2-0, you know. Deborah Perez. Is that fair? Ooh. Woo! Good thing that was foul, because that's a run for sure.
That was close, yep.
And you know what? If that had been fair, then you're just got to be like, what are you doing? Was it? I guess it was it Bregman? Or was it? No, it was Witt. It was Witt who went to first instead of go to second. You're taking a big risk. Difference between a man on first, man on second is huge in baseball. You know this.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's huge. A single scores them.
Especially when you've got a slower guy coming up to the plate in Salvador Perez.
It's 0-2. Look at that slider. God, that's good. That's definitely his best pitch, I think.
Yeah, I think we can say that.
Yes. I think we can say that. That's his strikeout pitch. He's a sinker baller, but you know that's how he gets his ground balls. But slider is his best pitch, and he's not thinking ground ball here. He's thinking strikeout.
There's my guy in the pen.
And that should end the inning. Okay, so here's what I want to ask you about. Okay, sure. USA got to get some runs scored here. So I can't remember which minor league they're experimenting this on, but they're talking about making the bases bigger, especially second base, to try to get more stolen bases. And the other rule is right now you can only throw over to first base or any base twice. And after that, you can't throw over there, which means they can get a bigger lead. So now they're proposing only throw over there once, or you have to get him out. You can throw over there, but you have to get him out if you're going to throw, or he gets an extra base. So what do you think of them? Are they trying to make baseball maybe more exciting, more stolen bases, more hit and runs? What do you think of that rule? These rules?
Well, here's what I was afraid of. I like where we have gone. I love the pitch clock. It sped the game up. There was a bunch of unnecessary, Nomar Garciaparra trying to do all of this bull in between.
Stepping out all the time.
All that stuff, right? That was meaningless. Nonsense as far as that part goes. So I like where we're going there, and I like what we've done. But this is what I was afraid of. It's like, okay, well, look, we've sped the game up with these rules. Let's double down. No, let's not. Right? We no. And this is what I'm not going to like. You can only throw over one time. That's going to give that runner such an advantage. He's going to get, you can take a 12, 15-foot lead off the bag if that's what you want to do, especially if you're a decent runner. Just stop messing with this stuff. Who cares if the bag is another 3 inches? Is that really going to make a difference in 95% of the games?
There's so many, probably not, but there's so many bang plays, and you can review now.
Mm-hmm. So are you thinking that if you make the bag a little bit bigger, it might change the game more than what I think?
Here's what I'm thinking. If you can only throw over there once, and the bag is bigger, do teams start drafting and signing guys that have speed? Does stolen base, the old school, the Billy Hamilton types, Oh, you could probably Otis Nixon. You can probably name some older ones than me because you're a lot older than me.
Thanks.
Do those guys disappear?
Kenny Lofton, right?
Kenny Lofton, those guys kind of disappeared. Like a lot of teams, like we don't care about speed anymore. We don't care. People try to control the running game. The catchers with good arms. They throw over to first, use the slide step. So teams started like, okay, we don't care about stolen bases. We don't care about that. But stolen bases, hit and runs, it's exciting play. Like a walk and strikeout aren't exciting plays. We have, 3 true outcome guys. There's too many walks, too many strikeouts, but stolen bases are exciting plays. Hit and runs are exciting plays. So maybe they're trying to make it more exciting. So maybe those old school guys that have no power, but all this big, it's still Vince Coleman. That's what I was trying to think of. Vince Coleman. Over 100 stolen bases. Ricky Henderson, those guys, we can bring those back and make the game more exciting. It's not just all about power. And maybe that's what they're trying to do. Maybe I'm just thinking too much into it. And then the teams are like, okay, speed. All right, we're drafting him in the second round. We have these guys rated the same, but this guy has 70 speed. This guy has 55 speed on the 20/80 scale. We're taking the 70 speed guy because of the new rules. What do you think about that?
So speed has always been a part of the game. Speed is. Yeah, that was a good pitch. How did you take that? That was a really.
Oh, it was pitch. A ball, but I mean, how did Schwarber take that? I mean, that's
right. That's like
I don't know how he laid off that.
This will be a great view right here. Oh, that is barely off the plate.
Got him.
And I like Zerpa, by the way. He's a really good pitcher.
I was going to ask you about Zerpa, but finish this and I'll ask you about Zerpa.
Yeah, we'll talk about Zerpa here in a minute because I really like him. So, like I say, speed's one of those things to where it doesn't take a day off, right? It never slumps. So it's very important, and it's one of those things that I think can make or break a team. If you've got, if you're constructing the team, we're going to talk about this sometime in the future because I've always wanted to get your opinion on this. How do you construct a lineup? Who do you put as your leadoff? What is important in a number 2 hitter? Do you put your power hitter at 3rd or at 4? Do you, there's a lot of different things. If you got 2 guys that'll give you 30 stolen bases, do you put one at 1 and put one at 9 to turn the lineup over? I mean, there's all kinds of different questions that you can ask about this.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you this question because I think this will be interesting to you.
Ooh. That looked like a strike. Bregman got a little lucky there. Changes the whole at bat. 1-2 versus 2-1. Changes the whole at bat.
Yep. And again, this is where I like this. Okay, I can challenge it. Salvador Perez behind the plate could challenge that if he really wanted to. And we're not doing that right at the moment.
Now it's 3-1. Yep. This would be big for USA. Got to get Bregman on. Yeah, it's a 2-run game. If you get Bregman on, one swing of the bat ties it.
So how many players last year, Cheese, do you think had 30 or more stolen bases?
Oh. Okay. Well, Pico Armstrong did.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did. Pico Armstrong had 30-30. He went 30-30. Ground out by Bregman. Bregman's just really struggling right now. But PCA did.
2024 stolen base leaders. He only had
2024. 2025 was last season.
Oh, you're right.
Mike does not know what year it is. So Mike has a time machine, apparently. Mike can time travel. So if you need a time machine, Mike has one.
Wow.
So are you asking me how many people had 30 stolen bases in 2024 or 2025?
Well, now that I've switched it, let's go with 2025. 6.
Jose Ramirez probably did. He always does.
21.
21. Oh, wow. A lot more than I thought.
Right. So that's kind of what I was getting to, because I think you are just like a lot of other people to where you're like, oh, well, there's, the speed is out of baseball and all of this. That's not the case at all. There's a ton of 30 stolen base guys.
But there's no 100 stolen base guys like Vince Coleman, Ricky Henderson.
Correct. So there's not one guy that, there's not a guy who when he gets on first is going to steal. But there's a whole bunch of guys who might.
Remember Juan Pierre? I just don't know the guy. Juan Pierre.
Mm-hmm.
Remember him? Yeah.
Yep.
I like those
Um,
guys. Kenny Lofton
I
was a good
mean,
call. He played for the Braves.
Gerard Dyson, his Twitter account was Zoom Bayou, for God's sake. I mean, that's
But when I was a kid, I loved that. The guy that would hit 1 or 2 homers a year and steal 70, 80 bases as your leadoff guy. I'd love that. Let's bring that back. I think that's cool to have. It just seems like everybody has become home run hitters, and everyone had a role. Okay, 3, 4, 5 were your sluggers. There's
right.
a walk and a. Okay. The
Wow, he's
walk
going to take
was.
Zerpa out.
I think that was Roman Anthony that walked.
We don't even get a chance to talk about Zerpa. He's getting taken out of the game.
So he's taken out because Will Smith, the righties, come in there. He's playing matchups, righty lefty, and it was lefty lefty, and he walked Roman Anthony. Good job, Roman Anthony. Hey, they need something. Taking that walk there,
100%.
lefty lefty. Bregman got up 3-1 and grounded out weakly to third base. Not good. So, I liked when I was a kid and there wasn't analytics. Although I really do like looking at analytics. Don't get me wrong, but and I think a lot of teams use it to build, to draft and build their teams. But when you had guys that were the speed guys, that were the okay, my shortstop's going to hit 9th or 8th National League back then. There was no DH because he's not much of a hitter, but he's such an elite defensive player. And you have your leadoff guys just a stolen base guy. Everyone had their role. Ron Gant would hit 3rd in the lineup when I was a kid because the first 2 guys would get on base and they were playing for a 3-run homer every inning. Bobby Cox is like, you're a 3-run homer. Dave Justice would hit 4th. If Ron Gant doesn't hit him in, then Dave Justice will hit the 3-run homer. One of them can hit the 3-run homer, and everyone had their role. And I just really like that. And nowadays it seems like everybody is trying to hit homers 1 through 8. Maybe you have one guy that isn't. So
no, and you're 100% right, and I'm actually going to prove it to you with the stats that I've got in front of me. So it's a all or nothing kind of thing. So last year, Jose Cabrera was the person that led 49 stolen bases. He hit 5 home runs.
Real quick, 49 was the top.
Yes, 49 is the top.
Hit between 30 and 49. Wow. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, so Gunnar Henderson he got 30 stolen bases. He is the 21st player on this list. So, yeah, 30 stolen bases for him. And then, but the highest, like you just said, where's the 70 guy? There isn't one anymore. Number 2 on this list.
But real quick, there could be if they change the rules. Go ahead.
I don't think so. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. So number 2 is Jose Ramirez with 44 stolen bases, and he hit 30 home runs.
He's a stud.
Then the second, Chandler Simpson, he had 44 stolen bases and 0 home runs. Next, Juan Soto. You're going to see a pattern. Juan Soto, 38 stolen bases, 43 home runs.
I'm surprised he stole that much. I did not realize that he was that fast.
Yeah, so what baseball is looking for now, we don't have specialty players anymore. Very, very few teams have these specialty players. They want guys who can steal bases and hit home runs.
Yeah, tools. Andres Machado,
right?
I believe Andres Machado is the pitcher. He's pretty good. He's on the Nationals, plays against my Braves, but yeah, he's pretty good. And you got Will Smith to pop out. USA is down to 6 outs. Venezuela is, we got to mention it. There was a skirmish between the 2 countries. How fitting is these 2 countries of everything that's happened end up in the World Baseball Classic? I don't know if it brings anything extra. It wasn't like Americans voted for. I'm not getting political here, but the president wanted to go after the cartels. Supposedly, I don't know what went on. I don't see the intelligence briefings. I don't know, but it's just funny that these are the 2 teams, and there might have been visa issues, or some of the Venezuelan people may have trouble getting back. I don't know, but it's just kind of funny that these are the 2 teams, and I just wonder if people in Venezuela are just like mad at America at all, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna get it means a lot to them. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know if all that stuff really plays into baseball as much, but there doesn't seem to have been anything on the field tonight. I mean, I didn't see
Oh
any
no.
cross looks from anybody, or
Well, these guys are
nobody
all. Yeah, I know
throwing at
these guys.
anybody or anything.
I'm just talking about the people that live in the country, the fans, not the play. No, the players. These guys are teammates. No, that's not going to happen.
Well, I mean, you can even see the stands, even though we have everything on mute. Um, it's in America, but the Venezuela crowd there is just insane. I would say, even though it's in Florida, it's a pro Venezuelan crowd.
Well, there's probably going to be a lot of Venezuelans, immigrants in Florida.
Yes.
Florida has a lot of immigrants from Hispanic countries. So, but getting back to what we're saying, I think baseball wants more exciting plays, more stolen bases, more throws, ball gets into center field, more hit and runs, more balls where maybe like more Javi Baez type plays. Javi Baez, like where he's on first and he goes to steal and the guy gets a single, he scores from first. But Javi Baez has done like 3 times when he was with the Cubs. It's unbelievable. He scores on a single from first. They want more exciting plays. And I think more people trying to steal will create more exciting plays. That's just what I think. But
how many more people do you want to try to steal? You got 21 of them that have over 30. I mean, that's my point. Is I think they're messing with something that doesn't need to be messed with.
Sure. But it used to be like certain guys, if they got on first, it was like a double. They're going to steal and no one can stop them. Like second is stolen.
So then let's look at it from this standpoint, Cheese.
But none of the guys today are that. It's not guaranteed.
Right. Yeah. So you got 30 stolen bases. 21 people stole 30 bases last year. How many players and I've got the right year in 2025, right? How many players hit 30 home runs?
26.
33.
Okay.
So which one is more exciting and which one is more prevalent? I mean, would you say the home run is more exciting than the stolen base, or would you rather watch them?
No,
not necessarily.
Runs. I want to watch home runs. I'm not just talking about just a stolen base. I'm talking about hit and runs. I'm talking about just players moving. When you try to steal a base, it puts pressure on the other team. So you might have a throwaway. Then the guy gets to third. So so if there's 2 out, man on first. If he tries to steal and throw goes into center field, all of a sudden he's on third. Changes the whole at bat. I'm just saying more exciting plays, not just stealing, but if you have a guy that's an average runner, if his chance to make it, and Ronald Acuna hits weak ground ball, great play by Bobby Witt. So if you have a player that's average speed that can influence the game, maybe try and run, because maybe it's easier to steal, so we can take the risk. We can do hit and run with him, because maybe if the guy misses, he can still, his chances of stealing this base were like 25%, but with the new rules, it's like 45. So let's risk it more. Let's take the risk. I think that's what baseball's trying to do. I don't think it's just about stolen bases. I think it's about trying to create more exciting plays. That's why I think they're doing this.
All right. So I wanted to give Ronald Acuna his due. He's been in the league 8 years, by the way. And I didn't think Ronald Acuna
like 6 or 7 pitches. Poor bats.
Yeah. He's not helping me out here at all. So.
And he's not usually this aggressive. He's just not a real aggressive hitter. But anyway, go ahead.
So in his 8 years, right, to give him his flowers, he's had Rookie of the Year, he's had an MVP, and he is one of only 4 players to do the following.
Quick inning.
This is a quick inning. Will
Jax
Smith catches that ball.
Jax was amazing.
Jax is one of the more underrated relievers in all of baseball.
I absolutely agree with that. I was going to say that, but yes, he is. And if he was on, I guess, was he on the Twins?
Yes, he's on the Twins. Mm-hmm.
Okay. If he wasn't, he's very good. Anyway, go ahead about Acuna.
Well, and then Jax is their setup guy too. He's not their closer, so the closers get all the love. The setup guys are like, "Oh, well, glad you did that. Thanks a lot." And then the closers get all the love.
My buddy just said he's on the Rays.
No,
hold on.
Unless he was, yeah, we're gonna have to look that up. Go ahead, you can look that up. I'll talk to you about Ronald Acuna while you do that. So he's one of only 4 players to hit 180 home runs and 200 stolen bases in his first 8 years. It's funny that we're talking about both of these. It was setting this up really nice. Can you name me any of the other 3 players who have done so? There's only 4. 180 home runs and 200 stolen bases in the first 8 years of their careers.
Oh my God. No. I mean, how many of them? How many people?
There's 3 additional. So Acuna is one of them, and then 3 other ones.
Did Barry Bonds do it?
I will give you a big hint here. 2 of them have the same last name.
Bobby Bonds?
Bobby and Barry Bonds did it. There you go.
There's one more. Willie Mays?
No, you're never going to get this. I don't think I could get this. And you
can you give me like an era? Maybe I can get it. Maybe. Is it like before we were both born?
No.
Oh no. Okay.
I remember him.
Oh, okay. What decade was he most prominent in?
Hang on, I'm looking him up here in just a second. Oh shoot, he was right there.
Dustin Pedroia?
No,
he didn't have home runs.
So he played from 99 to 2014.
Oh.
He was predominant. That's why I wanted to look this up. I was pretty sure that this was right. He was predominantly a Cub. 1, 2, 3, 4,
what?
5, 6.
Alfonso Soriano?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Alfonso. Yeah, that's very good, sir. I'm impressed with you today.
Well, you gave me the Cub hint. That took. No, he was toolsy. He was never a great player. He wasn't a great player, but he could hit homers and steal. He was toolsy, but he wasn't ever like a complete, really good player.
What are you doing? I'm going to start yelling. Bryce Terang just took that pitch right down the middle.
They've been taking fastballs down the middle all game. I don't know their strategy is to just work the count deep, but it's insane.
And then he swings at that one that was at the bottom of the strike zone.
Oh, on the next commercial, are you gonna? Do you want to? We do our
the NFL teams.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll do it on the next commercial.
All right.
If you're an NFL fan, I know who my top 3 are. I'm still debating.
And strikeout, Bryce Terang.
So I'm debating: do I do Browns, Jets, or Dolphins?
Bengals.
The Bengals.
Saints.
We will talk about the Bengals because
Cardinals.
But I just want to say this about the Bengals. I want to talk about the Bengals more as we close the draft. No defensive coordinator looks forward to playing the Bengals. If you are a defensive coordinator and you're playing the Bengals that week, you're not going to sleep much. I'll just say that. Their defense has been abysmal the last 2 years, so they haven't been a good team. But you do not want to face that offense. There's so many things about that offense. You're just like, oh my God, this is going to give you nightmares. So I thought about that. I try to think of football from an offensive defense coordinator perspective and what you have to go through. And
Pete Crow
Armstrong, weak ground ball. Yeah.
To second base.
The offense has been abysmal. A lot of weak contact. There haven't been a lot of strikeouts. They just a lot of pop-ups, a lot of groundouts.
Yeah, I'm having a look here. I'm looking at this. You didn't put this on the notes, but I'd like to talk about this for a second, just because he's an Ohio State guy, and I'd like to get your take here. Justin Fields looks like he's going to go to the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know if it's official yet. And there we go again, another fastball. I mean, I know it was low and on the outside corner, but you've got to swing, guys. Bobby Witt Jr. is 0 for 3, and he's taken the first pitch. That's definitely a strike.
And maybe Venezuela saw that. Maybe they saw all these games. They're like, these guys are just trying to work the count.
Possibly. You could be right. This is now I watched the game last night to get a better take on the Venezuela team, but last night and tonight are the only 2 games of this World Baseball Classic that I have watched. As you know, I'm the big baseball guy. So.
Oh, okay.
This
You've
is
been
not
you've been to
really.
spring training games. You've been all
Yes.
for work. You've been to spring training. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So the rumor was that Green Bay wanted Justin Fields and he wanted to go to Kansas City instead of Green Bay. Had you heard that?
I have not. I didn't see any Packer report, although they just lie anyway. Yeah, good walk there
Yeah.
uh, for Bobby Witt Jr. You need a base runner, and now if he
Right.
makes one mistake, it's 2-2. I know Green Bay's out there. I've heard Anthony Richardson more connected to Green Bay, but uh, Fields, the situation was he's a good backup. He's not been a good starter, but he's a
Hmm.
good backup. He's better than most backups. And Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL. So I am not surprised the Chiefs are more aggressive. There's a solid chance that Mahomes won't play the first 3 to 6 games. And if you're the Chiefs, they think they're still a contender, probably not, but they do. So you have to have someone there that can probably win you a few games. You have to have someone competent, and they don't
Hmm.
have anyone else on the roster. So when I heard the news, it made sense. I thought the Bengals would also be interested, possibly, but it makes sense. I think it's a good fit, and uh, the Chiefs are just a well coached team, so I think it's a good fit for them.
So one of the things that I had seen um, is that if he didn't get a role that he wanted with the team that he wanted, he was going to retire from football. And
Oh
uh
my
oh,
God! And he did it. I told you one mistake. Just that's why you take that
oh,
walk.
there it is, over the fence, home run.
So,
Bryce
Bryce
Harper, the
Harper.
guy we were giving
Right.
a bunch of crap to.
I was dogging him so much earlier. Okay, I can never dog him again. I can never dog Bryce Harper again. That was clutch. What did I say? Bobby Witt Jr. is a great walk because one swing at bat. As long as when you're down 2, just get someone on base. This could happen.
Now, wait a minute. I got to do this. So let's put this back up here from the guy who I want to South Carolina Splat. Is, is this going to go to 5A? Oh man.
You ready, Mike?
Yeah. Yes, I'm ready. Just put the rope around your neck and there we go.
Holy Shiza.
Yes. Well, that changes the complexion of the game, doesn't it? One monster home run from Bryce Harper makes it a 2-2 game here in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs. And now you've got Aaron Judge. We already said the first pitch. Oh, I couldn't quite get it out before he did it. A first pitch after giving up a home run, usually not a good one. That was a ball up high.
Heck of a good job by Bryce Harper. I just, it's just clutch. That is clutch. I was knocking him.
Ray Dudley, they showed.
Done nothing in the World Baseball Classic. He did singles last time up, but he had been next to nothing. I dogged him hitting second. What a
that hurt. All right, let's see. They're going to show the pitch from Harper. Oh, well, it was middle.
Well, the catcher set up outside and he missed a spot. But thing is, that's the thing. You're Bryce Harper. You can't miss that. Will Smith earlier got a pitch right down the middle and fouled it back. Should have hit the Kingdom Come. And Bryce Harper didn't miss it. That's what you have to do. If you are a great player, you're clutch, you cannot miss that pitch. It was a mistake. Came back over the plate.
You're supposed to be asleep.
Ricky, I mean, I don't like Harper at all. I can't stand him. He's played for the Nationals and Phillies, two of my least favorite teams. But that was clutch. But you know what sucks is Judge is going to strike out here. You know he is in clutch. Like Judge should hit a homer off this pitcher, but he won't. He'll strike out.
Now I have to ask, if you're the pitcher, I'm drilling Bryce Harper when he comes up next time. Absolutely drilling him. Well, he threw his bat. He points to his, he does all this. He salutes as he going. Come on. I can't stand that crap.
They do that, Mike. They do that now. Jose Batista, I think, changed it. I think Jose Batista changed everything. Scream, flip the bat. Once he started doing that, I think now that it changed the game. So blame Jose Batista.
Well, I'll blame Jose and then everybody after him.
Yeah, Aaron Judge. I mean, Aaron Judge sucks. I'm going to say it. Aaron Judge sucks. He's great if you're up 8 or down 8. What a job by Bryce Harper. Did not miss it. Yes, it came back over the plate. Schwarber knew it. Aaron Judge is like, thank God he bailed me out, because if he takes a walk, I'm going to strike out, and we're still down 2-0.
Now, see, I don't. Okay, so they're showing him coming around third base, pointing to the American flag that's on his uniform. Okay, I'm fine with that. He's flexing when he gets to home plate. Okay, I'm actually okay with that too. But if you look at it right after he hits it, like he threw that bat 1.5 miles in the air,
I saw it.
and
I don't like him, man. I never have liked him. So I get it.
yeah, I would absolutely drill him. Okay, hang on here. If the Steelers get Jameis Winston, are they a lock for the Super Bowl?
I got to ask, is that a serious question?
I don't know. I don't.
It'll improve their locker room. That guy's the most fun, positive dude you could ever have. But he's going to be the backup for the Giants this year, I think. I'm a little surprised that is Russell Wilson a free agent, or is he? I don't know.
Does it matter?
I think Jameis is the backup for the Giants, but the Steelers, for the Steelers to be the favorite of the Super Bowl, a lot of things will have to go right. I do like the Michael Pittman trade. A lot, they just have to hit on everything and all their picks. A lot of things have to go right. They're good enough to make the playoffs, but I don't think right now they're a true contender.
Okay, so I'm looking at my 5 teams here. Hang on, I'm going to have to write some stuff down real quick. Let's see here.
So I'm still having trouble.
So do you have the 1, 2, and 3, or do you have the?
Oh, I have 1, 2, and 3
5,
for
4,
sure.
3. Okay.
It's just between 4 and 11 is like really close. All right, I think I know.
Okay, hang on, give me a second here.
There's some teams I just can't put them in the top 5, but then I'm trying to find another team I could. There's one team I'm going to make a video on. I'm so disappointed in their off season. They had an opportunity to become one of the best teams in the NFL, and they haven't. So I cannot put the Los Angeles Chargers on my top 5. They're not spending their cap money. I'm going to make a video about it and why. Garrett Whitlock. Okay, Garrett Whitlock is coming in. I like Garrett Whitlock. He's a really good pitcher. I feel like half the Boston Red Sox team has played tonight.
Okay, I can give you my 5.
But Garrett Whitlock is a really, really good setup guy.
Yes, and again, the setup guys don't get a lot of love, but he is a good setup guy. And I'm gonna play the role of cheese here tonight. I did not look at stats. I just looked at a list of all of the teams and said, yeah, I did an eye test on these guys for a change instead of looking at a bunch of stats when I'm making this 5. Once again, top of the 9th, 2 ball, 1 strike count on Arise. As Cheese has already told us, Whitlock is now in the game. No outs so far here in the top of the 9th.
Garrett Whitlock, set man for the Red Sox.
And you've got Eugenio Suarez on deck.
Oh, leadoff walk. I look pretty good. And Luis Arias is a very tough person to walk too, but that's big for Venezuela. Leadoff man on. I want to see that pitch again because that looked pretty good.
I don't think they're going to show it to us, sir. So again, this is really interesting. 2 strikeouts on the ground out for Flores.
The fact that they're not showing it makes me think it was a strike.
Yes, that's usually the way it works. They're talking to each other in the truck, and they're like, "Do not show that pitch."
I don't know this player that's a pinch runner. Senyoha, I don't know him at all. Maybe you do. I'm not familiar with him.
I wasn't looking at the screen, sir.
So this is the double play candidate waiting to happen. Well, you got to throw a strike.
No,
but don't make a mistake. He's going to go talk to Whitlock. He's like, okay.
Yeah. A little tiny.
More than likely, this is their stolen base guy. This is their pinch runner. Avoid the double play because we know Suarez does not run well. Okay.
Yeah, we got to kind of stay with this for a second.
It's
We'll do our baseball or our football stuff here in just a second.
yeah. As soon as the commercial hits, me and Mike will do quick hits. We're going to do our top five, starting with 5-1 best teams currently in the NFL post free agency. We'll do it as soon as the commercial hits. But we gotta stick in this game here.
Yeah, and a couple of them are going to drop on my list because they didn't do as much in free agency. So
yeah, sure. God, I'm still.
So you got Whitlock on the mound, pitch number 7 coming to Eugenio Suarez, who was 0 for 3 today. He's a 1-ball, no strike count, and he was trying to hit that thing to Venus, and he missed it.
If he makes contact, he probably would have.
Yes.
No, I think that was a good mound visit. He's like, throw a high fastball. He'll probably be late on it. See if he swings. He's going to try and steal.
Oh,
he is safe. Definitely safe.
Yep.
The throw was, let's be honest, piss poor.
Yes. Yeah, not a good throw.
In the dirt. Oh, DeRosa's like, let's wait. He's clearly safe. I don't know what he. Oh,
what? They're going to challenge?
The only thing I can think of is maybe they thought he came off the bag, but he is definitely safe.
Now that's something that you should never do as a young person. Don't.
Clearly safe.
Yes.
Clearly safe. I think it's a desperate move for DeRosa.
Sorry, I had to get the remote out because my TV is saying, "Hey, you've been watching this same channel with no interruptions for a long time."
Yeah, mine does that too. During the free agency, those first 2 days, and I'm off of work. Yes, it kept doing that. It kept wanting to turn off. This is a lost challenge. I guess maybe they're like, oh, let's take a chance.
Yeah, may as well, right? So again, we got
little closer there, but here. A little closer than I thought watching the slow motion, but I do think he is safe. Yeah. A good throw. He's out, but he bounced it. It was a terrible throw from Will Smith.
Yeah, he doesn't come off the bag or anything. He's right there. He's on it. I don't know why this is what bothers me about sports in general. Why is this taking so long? We've seen it from 4 or 5 angles. We know what the call is already. Why is it taking so long?
2 number 1 picks or Max back? Oh, so that's a good question. So I think they'd be better off with the 14th pick this year and the Ravens pick next year long term. Next year, they're better off with Max Crosby. But the thing is, the Raiders aren't going to win the next 2 years. They're not going to win the Super Bowl. The division's tough. Better for their future to have those picks. Even if they don't necessarily go as well, I think Max is right in his prime. I don't think he's going to ever play better than he has last couple. Like, he is right there. He's 28, going to be 29. So I want the picks because the Raiders, like I said, they're not contenders. It sucks. I hate what the Ravens did. It makes me dislike the Ravens. I have friends that just don't like the Ravens. And I like Lamar Jackson. I've always liked watching him play. He's fun to watch. And I've always kind of, liked the Ravens a little bit. But I have friends, I have family that just don't like the Ravens. I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to get why they don't like them. There's things about them. The organization, Steve Buscemi, Eric DaCosta now. I kind of start to understand why people don't like the Ravens. Even though they have some players I like to watch. And that is a run. And Venezuela takes the lead. I want that 14th overall pick. Voters Fence. I want that pick. I wanted Ioane, guard Penn State, left guard, plug and play. That was the pick. I did my mock draft Monday on my channel at Football with Cheese.
Right.
When I started looking into it a week before that trade happened, the night before, I was kind of playing around with the mock, just looking at it, where do I do? And I had that guard for number 14. That was easy to the Raiders. Perfect pick. Big need for them. They've got to improve the offensive line, especially the interior offensive line. They got Linderbaum, but and now they don't have that pick. So
Sean Bunt.
Crosby also just seems to be banged up right.
So let's set this up for you here real quick. It was a great question, by the way, from Welder's Fence. Thank you for that question. And then all of you guys can jump on there whenever you'd like and do a question as well. We'll try to answer all of them as they come in. So you've got Jimenez at the plate. He is 1 for 8 in this WBC. He swings through a pitch that makes it count 0-2. There's no outs. Venezuela just took the lead. And you've got Eugenio Suarez out
Clutch.
at second base.
Clutch play. Well, I mean, the stolen base was huge. The bad throw by Will Smith, it was
Yes.
good, a decent throw. He's out. And we just talked about stolen bases, how it can impact a game. Big there.
Mm-hmm. And if he doesn't steal the base, if he stays at first, he is at third right now. He has not scored the run yet. So, yes, as you're saying, that stolen base was huge.
Yep.
0-2 pitch to Jimenez. He swings at a pitch up at his eyes. Fouls
that
it
was
off.
not. That was. Not, I don't know how he made contact with that.
Right.
That ball was nowhere near. No, when Suarez hit that, I thought I had a chance to go. But I don't think the ball's carrying well tonight. Maybe to center field, but not in the gaps.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be.
Okay, so Jimenez is just going to swing at
everything.
It's like, I'm going to go up there hacking. I don't care. He's like, my run would be 5-2, so my run doesn't matter. So I'm just going to go up hacking. And we mentioned this earlier. Daniel Palencia is the closer. He has been pitching lights out for Venezuela. And basically been unhittable at 100 miles an hour. So we mentioned it. You don't want to be behind Venezuela going in the ninth inning.
No, you don't. And they're going to be.
And they are, no matter what. If you're Whitlock here, you cannot let them score any more runs. The biggest difference in baseball, it's humongous
upstairs.
between 1 and 2 runs. Being a 1-run lead and going ninth versus 2 is humongous.
Huge.
It's almost like a difference between being up 1 score and 3 scores in NFL. It's that big.
Well, it deflates you. I mean, you think, okay, I can get a run. I can, the old adage is I can scratch across a run.
Oh, huge out there. Huge out there. Yeah.
That's popped out to Roman Anthony and left by Jimenez. Whitlock is now up to 20 pitches in this inning and only has 1 out.
And that's it.
Here it comes.
What you were saying about 1-run lead?
Right. And Mark DeRosa's coming out to get him. So,
what were you saying about a 1-run lead?
Well, I mean, a 1-run lead, you think you can scratch a run across, right? That's the mentality of baseball if you're the team. And then when you're down by 2 runs or you're down by 3 runs, it really starts to deflate you before you even start your half of the inning. It's like, wow, maybe we could have scored 1 run, but can we score 2 or can we score 3? And so, as you're saying, the more runs you add on to the end, the bigger the deficit is, obviously, and then the more it plays on you just as much mentally as it does physically.
Well, if it's 3-2, right? If it's just a 1-run game, 1 swing of the bat, 1 mistake, it's tied. If you're down 4-2 and you're up there, nobody on base, your run does not matter at all.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have to get some kind of base runner. You have to get someone on base. So it changes the strategy, changes the whole thing. It's like you might be a home run hitter and lead off the inning and like, I hit a home run. We're still down 1. I need to it's hard to hit a home run. So I need to take some pitches and try to just walk. Easier to walk than a homer. Maybe I need to choke up on my swing, foul away the tough pitches. Like it changes the whole aspect of the game. The difference between 1 run and 2 runs is just huge going into the night.
All right, so do you want to start with the football stuff now? You want to wait till the actual commercial break? Because this is just a break between relievers here.
Well, yeah, we'll have to wait till the next break because we're already so deep into it. But as soon as we hit the next break, like I said, we set it up. Daniel Palencia is going to come in. He is a Cubs relief pitcher. He throws 100. He's hit 102 in his career. He has been very tough in the WBC, almost unhittable. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Garrett Whitlock does not look happy in the USA dugout. Tyler Rogers is in.
being a pitcher in baseball is the highest to highest, lowest to lows. It's you make one mistake, hang one slider, give it 3-run homer, changes the whole game. It could, and then fans hate you. They boo you. You get hate mail, social media. It's
Wow, that was not a strike.
tough position.
Got the sidearmer now, Taylor Rogers in, and he is facing Tovar, who is 2 for 3 in this game and has hit very well in the WBC.
Not there. Way under that.
Mm-hmm.
2 out. Very big out. And Suarez is not a great runner at second.
No.
A little surprised they haven't pinch ran for him.
Yes, I was going to say the same thing. I'm a little surprised.
Well, I think their pinch runner was, the player before they pinch ran with their speed guy. So they might not have another speed guy. Eugenio, who Mike says, I believe, is stand-up dude. He signs a lot of autographs, correct? He's one of the good ones. Yeah, that's good. Because, I don't want to call anyone out. I don't want to mention names, but I've seen some of them on X, but there's some players that refuse to sign. And he is one of the ones that they're like, get the hell back. He's one of the ones that will sign autographs.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really cool.
Yeah, I'm looking at the rest of their roster here. You're not going to have William or Wilson Contreras, either one, come in and pitch run.
No, God, no. No,
probably.
I'd rather have Suarez out there running.
What is going on here?
I have no idea. Listen in the comments. Is there something? Oh, they're saying, did he re-tag third base? He absolutely did. This is a waste of a challenge or review.
Mm-hmm.
They're thinking he didn't re-tag third, but guess what? He does right there.
Right there.
So he does.
If you guys don't know, you do have to re-tag when you're doing that. Yeah, when you go back to the base. So.
This is wasting our time. Wasting my time where I could cook.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't put Andres Jimenez in for Suarez, and then you pinch hit with one of the Contrerases.
That is a little surprising.
Because you've got Salvador Perez as your catcher, so I don't think you'd want to pinch hit with your other catcher to where you're stuck with making Salvador Perez do something in case he gets hurt or there's some kind of craziness that happens. What are we doing? Well, they're
Wilson I would have pinch ran with Jimenez and Wilson Contreras. I would have hit with Wilson. Intentional walk he hit a home run 400 and some feet last time up, so they're gonna go righty here. And be careful though, veteran hitter.
This is an interesting righty matchup for me.
Well, even if he hits a ground ball, he's so slow. So I think they're playing a matchup. And this is a ground. Rogers can, with this, arm angle, get a lot of ground balls.
Absolutely.
This is a matchup play. That's not a strike. I don't know what he's looking at. That was not even close.
Yeah, but what's amazing is I'm watching it on MLB. I'm watching the television on Fox. I've got the computer over here at MLB. It told me 3 seconds ago what's about to happen.
And there you go. He got him out. It was hit pretty well. Okay.
All right. So let's do our football. Right?
Okay. You ready? 5 through 1. You go first.
Okay.
Who's your number 5 team?
All right. So my 5th one, no music, nothing like that, because we're not doing this as we would usually do. But here we go. So for me, the 5th best team, or the 5th best team in the National Football League right now is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay. I still believe in this team. They are a run-first team, as we talked about earlier, and they still have A.J. Brown as of right now. So I'm going to put them at number 5. Who's your number 5, Chiefs?
Philadelphia Eagles. We got to stop doing it. All of a sudden, our lists are getting too similar. Yeah, Philadelphia Eagles. They have a really good defense, still a good offensive line. I know they kind of stunk at the end of the year, but they're still fifth. Yeah, fourth. Who you got?
Okay, and part of this problem is I don't know if there's anybody else that's going to pop up and take their place, right? Nobody has really improved themselves a ton in free agency. There's one team that I well, actually there's two. So five is Philly for me. Four, I don't like the moves that Seattle did, so I'm going to drop them. I know they're the Super Bowl champions. Uh,
Okay.
but they have let a lot of people go, and I know they kind of sort of had to because they had so many free agents. But from what they were to what they are now, I would say they've dropped down. So I'm going to put Seattle Seahawks number four.
More on them later. I I have one AFC team, by the way, on this list. I'm going to go for, I'm going to go San Francisco 49ers.
Mm.
Yeah, I know it's crazy. And Kittle, we'll see if he comes back, but I think they get so many defensive injuries. Their defense collapsed, but a bunch of defensive players are coming back, and they're off. I like their offensive moves. They still got Christian McCaffrey. They won 12 games last year with no defense, with basically nobody on the defensive line that could play. And Shanahan's such a good coach. Right now, 49ers number four.
All right, go ahead and give me your number three because I'm doing something here real quick.
Three, I have the Denver Broncos. Like I said in the video I made at Football with Cheese, I think they're the best team in the AFC right now. Jalen Waddle acquisition. I think they may have been the best team before Waddle. So yeah, number three, Denver Broncos.
All right, so I want to set this up a second. Daniel Palencia is in, the Cubs reliever. Last year, in 52 and two-thirds innings, he only gave up 5 home runs, walked 16, struck out 61. So that's what the Americans are facing here in the bottom of the ninth.
First pitch sliders that didn't do much for a ball.
So cement and mixer, as a lot of people would like to. And we're going to have some pinch hitters, it looks like, here as this is developing here. So Schwarber's up right now. He's 0 for 2. 1 ball, 1 strike count as he just fouled that pitch off. So I gave you Philly at 5. I gave you Seattle at 4. I also thought that New England would improve themselves a little more. They've not done a ton in the offseason, so I'm going to put New England at number 3 here on my list. There's another team that's improved a lot more. Actually, both these teams have improved in free agency, so that's why I'm moving them up my list here, and I'm dropping the New England Patriots down to 3.
I don't have Patriots in my top 5. I don't think I'd have them in my top 7. They had a lot of things go right. Backup quarterback in the AFC title game, played the easiest schedule in the NFL. I think they have so many flaws. Still a good team, but just not my top 7. But my number 2 is the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, world champion Seahawks. They did lose a lot, but they're still really good. They're still deep. They still have an amazing roster. Losing Kenneth Walker sucks. Losing Kobe Bryant, Bowie Mafe, but they still have guys. They still have someone there that can fill in. Maybe not as good, but still they have a great roster. Schwarber just struck out. Yeah, you can't hit that. So number 2, Seattle Seahawks. Who's your number 2?
Well, my number 2 is the team. We talked about them at the very first football thing we did here at the outset. They just made a trade for Jalen Waddle. They are looking at what they need to correct, and they corrected it. So I've got to give them credit for that. And they are the Denver Broncos. I put them at number 2. They went out and did what they should do, did what I thought New England should have done, which get another receiver and things like that. So because they've actually done it, you said Denver's in win now mode. And I'm going to put win now mode at number 2.
Gunnar Henderson, he's been so good in the WBC. He has to come through here. He has to step up. He's got to. Ball 1. 97. He's throwing 96, 97 back to back for Palencia. Probably first time he's done this all spring. So he doesn't seem to be throwing as hard. A little concerning as a Cubs fan, but probably just because it's back to back. We both had the same number 1 pop up. There are 2 outs. Real quick, number 1, Rams. Their biggest weakness was corner. If they had even decent corners, they win the Super Bowl. They would have beaten the Seahawks. Oh my God, they didn't lose a lot. They need a new right tackle. He retired. Could use another offensive weapon, but their cornerback room upgraded exponentially. So Rams right now are the best team on paper. You agree? I'm assuming.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
absolutely. So Philadelphia, Seattle, New England, Denver, and Los Angeles are my top five. Give us your top five here, and then we'll set up this last out of the game.
Yes. Who let's see? Oh, who's my number five? Uh, Philadelphia Eagles, San Francisco
Mhm.
49ers, Denver Broncos, Seattle Seahawks, and Los Angeles Rams. Three of my top four are in the same division, by the way. That's how insane the division is.
Yep.
Arizona Cardinals, yeah, might as well lose some games. It's not going to
May
be
as
pretty this
well.
year.
May as well.
Might
All
as
right, so
well.
we're
One out to go.
yep, two outs in the bottom of the
Ooh,
ninth here.
98
Venezuela
there.
is up 3-2.
98
Palencia's on
before
the
it was too
mound.
fast.
Go ahead, sir. I keep interrupting you. Go ahead.
No, no, I interrupted you. Sorry. I just said 98 with the fastball, so it's getting thrown a little hard.
So it's 1 ball, 1 strike here. Bottom of the ninth, two outs again. Villa, ah, yeah, that other team is up 3-2.
Venezuela.
Venezuela. I love that glove, by the way. I know I tried to sneak that in when you were doing your stuff earlier. I love the cross on the on Palencia's glove, by the way. That's really, really, really neat. I like that a lot.
They are 2 strikes away.
Roman Anthony at the plate. He's 0 for 2 today.
1 strike
Takes
away. He
takes the
threw a
strike.
split. It said splitter on the TV. I didn't even know he threw a splitter, so I'm not sure that was maybe they know. I don't know. I didn't know he threw one, but you
It
know,
started on the inside and then broke over the corner, so it was a heck of a pitch, no matter what it was.
it was 87. Obviously, it could be something new. It could be something he worked in the
Could
off
be.
season. I just don't remember him watching him a ton the last few years that he threw a splitter, but maybe he does. He's
So
typically a
Salvador Perez
fastball
makes a
slider guy. He's a fastball. That's what he does. Fastball sliders. Fastball is his best pitch for sure. Four-seam fastball.
Salvador Perez makes a visit out to the mound. They make sure they've got their signs right.
So Anthony here, it's very simple. Homer's great, but getting on base would be
Yeah,
you got to
bat
at
the
least get
ball.
on base. Struck him out, and that will do it.
And
100
that's
miles an
it.
hour. And Venezuela has won
Ooh,
the World Baseball Classic. They were down on Italy, come from behind. It's a cool story. They've never won it. They've already made the finals. Never won it. But you just look at their roster. It's amazing. They
mhm.
have so many good talent, so much good talent. And I'm happy for them. Happy for the country. That's it. This is just it's going to mean a lot to them. And obviously I'm American. I want a USA to win, but I don't think this is the Olympics. So
Right. Well, now okay, so I need to give you this. Ronald Acuna Jr., right? So we talked about it. One of only four players to do 180 home runs, 200 stolen bases in their first 8 years. Barry and Bobby Bonds did it. Alfonso Soriano did it. And then Ronald Acuna Jr. did it. So in 2023, that was Ronald Acuna Jr.'s MVP season, Cheese. I'm sure you remember that very fondly because he had a heck of a
40-70
season.
season, yes. Yeah.
But what did he do to start off that season? Do you remember? I'll help you a little bit. He
No.
played in the World Baseball Classic.
Well, I'll say this. They probably were eliminated immediately. Good night, South Country Splat. It probably were limited. Like they never made the finals, so maybe Venezuela got eliminated immediately.
Maybe so. You never know. So, okay, so let's wrap all this up, buddy. Thank you for being with me. This was your suggestion. I couldn't believe it when you emailed me and said, "Hey, you want to do the World Baseball Classic?" And
No. I said you probably want to do this because you want to watch this game. I did not suggest we should. I knew we had to do our podcast.
Okay. All right.
But I have breaking
Whatever
news.
you want to say, sir.
I have breaking news, football news.
Go ahead.
The Vikings from Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota.
They have signed a free agent. Johnny Hekker, punter, on a 1-year deal.
Oh, whew. And we were worried about who was going to win the baseball classic.
I'm going to move Vikings into my top 5 now after the punter news.
You have to.
I think they have to be. I think they're up to number 2.
I'll put them at 5. I'll wait and see just how good the punter is first.
They got Kyler Murray. So yeah. Okay.
All right, buddy. Hey, I appreciate you, man. We've done a lot of football talk on this. We did the baseball stuff as well. This was fun. And then next week, of course, at what time, sir?
9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. We're going to do our baseball preview show. We're going to focus a lot on baseball, mostly on the show. And we'll do, like I said, we'll pick our division winners, we'll pick playoffs and all the awards. So it's a big time baseball show. So if you are a big baseball fan, make sure you check us out. Follow us on all of it. All gloves off SM. That's correct, right?
Yep, that's the Twitter handle. Yes.
It's Twitter handle. Mine is Football Cheese, football and CHEEZ. My YouTube is at Football with Cheese. And your YouTube is?
It is All Gloves Off Sports Media.
Sports Media instead of SM.
Yes.
So make sure you follow us. Baseball show next week. Can't wait for our predictions. Of course, they will be very, very different.
Of course they will.
Yes. NL Central should be interesting.
Follow me on X. You're going to get a lot of stuff tomorrow. I'm going to do 2 spring training games. Reds at Rockies, and then I can't remember who the second game is tomorrow night, but I'm doing 2. So you'll get some updates from them, some pictures, and hopefully I can get some autographs. That'll be fantastic.
You love autographs. You love spring training. This is Mike's time to shine. He loves the month of March. I like the month of April because that's NFL draft. That's my month. This is Mike's month. Next month will be my month.
All right. We'll just take turns.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, buddy. Hey, I appreciate you. Thank you very much for coming on board with us, and thank all of our fans for doing the same thing. We appreciate you sticking around almost 3 hours here for the Lights Out Sports podcast of the World Baseball Classic Finals, as we did the watch along where Venezuela comes out on top and beats the United States team 3-2. Anything you want to add to the end, sir?
No, not a thing.
What are you doing this week? What videos we got coming out?
So if nothing crazy happens, my next video will be about the Los Angeles Chargers and how disappointed their fans are that they didn't be more aggressive in free agency. And I have a theory as to why. So I think it's a plan. I don't think it's just we're cheap. So that is the next video. Unless something crazy happens, another crazy trade. That was supposed to be the video today. So that is my next video. But, lots of draft stuff coming. Rankings, prospect breakdowns, all of that. And like I said, a week from tonight, Lights Out podcast, baseball preview. Can't wait for that. I've already, started thinking about who I'm predicting.
Now, you said earlier on the show that you did, the video that you did earlier today, you were asking about teams, like a team breakdown, right? If they had so many picks.
Yeah.
I would like to suggest something to you.
Okay.
You were talking about maybe doing team by team. If they have more than 5 picks in those first couple rounds, is there any team that has like a boatload of picks?
The Dolphins have 7 picks in the first 3 rounds for sure.
Wow.
I'd have to look for the rest. After the trade, they gained 2 picks, a first and third, in the trade for Jalen Waddle. So there are more teams that have a lot of picks in the first 3 rounds. I could go as much as 4. I'm not going to do every team. That would take too long. Once I do this full time, I'd love to do that. But I'm definitely going to do the Dolphins. I'm definitely going to do the Panthers. And I'll do my Packers. I'm a Packer fan. Those 3 for sure. But if there are teams, you can go to my channel. If you want me to do your team, just do a team-only mock draft. There'll be quick videos. Like I said, first 3 or 4 rounds. So it'll be a 5-minute video. And to do that, I'm going to do more of that. I'm going to try to do more team-on-team stuff this offseason. So those are coming as we get closer to the draft. But we'll definitely do the Panthers, the Dolphins, and Packers.
All right. So go to Football with Cheese
on
and
YouTube.
Tell him over on YouTube that you want, go represent your team, that you want your team on his channel. And I'm sure that he'll do those mock draft predictions for you. I also want to say this.
Well, real quick, Browns have 2 first-round picks. Jets have 2 first-round picks. Let me know, Browns, Jets fans, if you want me to do it, I will do it. Go ahead.
I would say no one cares, but okay. Last thing I want to talk about Cheese's channel, I saw it today. He now says that the Denver Broncos are the best in that half of the football division, right?
In the AFC.
In the AFC.
Right now, they're the best team in the AFC. They literally were 3 points a quarterback being healthy away from being in the Super Bowl. Of course they are. They just got Jalen Waddle. The defense is amazing. They have a great head coach. They have an up-and-coming quarterback who's gotten better each year, his first 2 years. Yeah, right now, the Broncos, to me, are the best team in the AFC.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you disagree with that, go over to his video that he just did and tell him why, because he tells you why. So watch, listen, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, as we bid you adieu tonight, the only thing that's fair in life is a baseball hit between the third and first base lines. One last thing I forgot. Any of those channels you want to go to, our channel, Cheese's channel, I started doing what he did. Link in the description. There's a link.
Oh,
all right, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
Yeah, I did that today.
Links. We like links.
Links in the description for both.
Mike loves sausage links too.
I do. I do.
He does.
It's still a family show, so I'm just going to smile to myself and tell everybody the only thing that's fair in life is a baseball hit between the third and the first base lines. Good evening, everyone.
Congrats, Venezuela.